Hey everybody, Spidey here as always. I hope you're having a marvelous day. Welcome to the Marvel Show. I'm with my friend Manu, the one and only 9.9 Newsstand. What is up, bud?
What's going on, my man? Hello, everybody. How are you? How are you?
You know, sometimes you just become the newsstand. And then people's like, oh yeah, newsstand, 9.9 newsstand.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
there are weeks, where you remind us you're the definite article, the one and only 9.9 Newsstand. You're just like, oh yeah, I got a 9.6 newsstand edition of Wizard One.
I haven't. I
Incredible.
can't. Yeah. I'm excited
Oh
about
yeah,
my
we
thing.
have to share
Yeah.
it later. But before you do
Thank
that,
you. Thank
let's
you.
say hello to our friends.
Yes,
We got
please.
Aslan.
What's
What's
up,
up?
Aslan? What up? What up?
So our attire is brought into question. So Motivator
Oh
says
yeah.
Spidey with the extra small polo. I have you know this is a medium that fits slightly like a large. It's
It's all that time in the gym. Spidey fills it out nicely.
Yeah, not happening, but I appreciate that. Yeah, so I'm filling it out, but it's not as small. But look at Aslan. This was posted before we went live. Let's guess what
Yes,
Manu's wearing today. I say a black hoodie and a black cap. Second
he's
bet would be
right.
a white jumper with a black cap. Well, you don't have to go to second. I
Yeah,
say he's
you're
right, but you're saying maybe not.
Asa, you nailed it. But what's different, what's a little different is usually it's my black like personal print. But today I'm wearing this hoodie that has
Oh,
Venom in flowers, Spidey in flowers, and then a butterfly
a
on a
butterfly, which
flower.
which is perfect.
I don't know what this hoodie means. I don't know what it
Oh, I know
represents,
what it
but I like
means.
all of
Look,
it. What's it
that's
mean?
me. I'm Spidey. You're
There you go.
Venom,
There you
and
go.
we just bring love and light and life. That's what the butterfly represents there.
That is beautiful. And this is by a company called Neff, Neff, and there are petals on my arm.
Wait, are you getting paid for that?
No, but
You
dang it, we need
should.
to talk to somebody. We need to talk to somebody.
Talk
All
to
right,
Neff.
use the link. Use the link in the
Yeah,
description.
yeah, it's not there. We have to work on that. Oh, yeah. Anyways, well, we're happy. Motivator, Aslan. We got Jordan Carter here. Marvel medal is gone. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. That's news.
Oh yeah,
Actually,
sold out. Ding ding ding.
this we got to talk about news. We'll get to that.
Okay.
Sydney, what's up, my friend? Kudos to Sydney. I was slammed at work, but Sydney was
Hmm.
giving me the Marvel medal update as it was selling
Oh,
out,
very nice.
as it was
Very nice.
dropping. And so, Sid, really appreciate you. You're the best.
Thank you. And Sydney says the chat is the butterfly. The chat is all of the butterflies,
No
indeed.
doubt. That's what's in bloom.
Oh,
It's the
that's
chat.
I like. There you go.
Yeah,
Actually,
and they're
yes,
pollinating. Yeah, like they're going over
yes.
here and a little Marvel. Let's go over here to the Pokemon community, pollinate a little Marvel over here. Comic
Let's
book
do
community,
it.
pollinate a little Marvel over there.
Sprinkle that nostalgia all over the place.
That,
A
that
little
little
love
Marvel.
everywhere.
Who doesn't love
Yeah.
it?
No, it's marvelous.
People don't love it, don't know about it. Are there?
That's
Yeah,
right.
whatever. There's some
That's
haters
right.
out there. That's another
Happy
story.
Halloween
Okay.
month, my friends.
First of all, situational friendliness. Let's talk about that name for a second.
Who is that? Oh, situational friendliness. That's cool. Let's break that down. There's something to unpack there.
Like, what kind of situations are we talking about? Are we talking about a bus ride, train ride, coworker, lunch line? Like, what type of situation does it have to be for you to be friends?
And yeah, is that like, when they say like selective hearing or selective
Mm-hmm.
memory? So situational friendliness is like, I'm nice, when I need to be, but when the situation calls for it, I
When it
can be
calls for
nice.
it.
Yes,
West
yes.
Coast Avengers is like just friends! Exclamation
My
points.
man. West Coast Avengers, that's right. Hey, the way that you said friends, if you watch his YouTube video, like he's West Coast Avengers, like he goes,
Oh, he's all into it.
it was that tone you were using. I don't necessarily normally use that tone, so I was really shy doing that just now, and I stopped it short.
You're like, oh, that's not me.
You and
Oh, like
Dave
that.
can commit to it.
Yeah. By the way, I'm fueling up on Chick-fil-A tonight. This episode
Okay,
brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Closed on
yeah,
Sundays.
right. Wait, oh yeah, and what are you drinking though? Because you're not
It's
supposed to be having those
Powerade.
chemical things.
It's
That's
Powerade.
not the worst. That's not the worst. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, of the
yeah.
options that I had available to me, I was like, I need to hydrate. I'm thirsty. Out of water. Let me get a Powerade.
Good
Uh,
evening, friends and frenemies. I love that so much. Indeed. Keep your friends
I'll
close
always
and your
say,
enemies. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm like, our Lord said, love thy neighbor and love thy enemy, because I realize that my neighbor may be my enemy. So,
Dang it. Dang it, man. And Bad Wizard is just a great name. Blanca, hello, hello. And also I see oh RMS, man, what's going on? Hey,
yeah.
RMS, I wanted to ask you, I actually saw that card leave eBay, the one that I was speaking about last week.
Mhm.
Did you sell it? You could just drop a yes or no. I just want to say congratulations on the sale. I'm talking about Spidey Wolvie PSA 10, you know the one.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that was cool. And I see that what's your biggest Spidey hit so far? Oh, Justin can answer that.
My wife, by far.
Mm,
Not even close.
he's always going to answer that question right. I was so in a different place with the answer. That's the answer. He knows what to say. This man
Yeah.
knows what to say.
Hands down, that's the biggest Spidey hit. Out of Spider-Man Metal, odds wise, it was either the Platinum Portrait or the super short print Shadow Box. Odds wise,
Okay.
because they're 1 in 900 plus packs. 6.5 cases, right? But the probably monetarily the biggest hit, I hit 2 Spider-Gwen red PMGs, and I traded one of them away, and then went and looked to see what they were selling for, and they're selling for $1,600 a piece. So I hit 2 of those. I hit the
Dang,
Wolverine
okay.
red PMG, which I traded, and I can't remember what I traded for. I have to think
You
about that.
the High Series Wolverine Red, you
I
traded
did.
it?
Yeah,
Oh
I did.
shoot.
I think
Congrats.
I
All right.
traded it for 3 cards: a comic cut, a sketch, and something else. What was it?
I'm not to interrupt, but Craig
Yeah,
Jared French. Hello, Craig. He
yeah.
says, I got some contacts over at Neff. I mean, I would not mind exploring those contacts, Craig, because there's some really cool clothing
Mhm.
coming out of that brand, and there's a lot of things that we can do together. And let your contacts know, if you will, that I'm a huge fan of Mickey Mouse as well, and I almost wiped out everything they had available. Maybe I'll do that now, though. Yeah.
Let's see. What else did I trade? I traded. Oh, I got a red Carnage PMG. So
Oh,
the
I don't
comic
remember
cut
you
I
getting
got
that.
was from Amazing Spider-Man 1. Well,
Oh, you just got that, right?
well, no,
Wow.
it's in the mail. I don't have it yet. So this is
Oh, that.
from
Oh, right, right. Okay.
ASM number 1. This is actually the Omega. So this is the 40 of 40.
Very cool.
And then I got this sketch, which I think is the same artist of one of the sketches I pulled. And then I
Nice.
got this Carnage.
Oh, the Low Series Red. Very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. So, I
Very
mean,
cool.
long-term value, the Wolverine plays out, but I really wanted that number 1 issue comic cut. So
Yeah.
great question. Thank you.
Um, yeah, absolutely. Great question. Soul Collectibles is is it when something used to be something, we say formally or formerly? Formerly. For
Formerly. I'm the
it's
wrong
F
guy to ask, but
what a
yeah.
weird word. Anyway, used to
Formerly.
be known as formally
Formerly is like I dress up, you know,
formal. Yeah.
formally-ish.
Yeah, and
Formerly.
former would so
Yeah, moving
that
on.
word, I think that's I'm pretty sure that's his name used to be DTS, right?
Who are we
Anyway,
talking
he
about?
just started Soul Collectibles.
Here
Casa,
we are.
Casa. That's what Lewis calls him.
Somebody's been trained for media. I don't know who he's talking about, but very
Yeah.
cool. I got to get back up here because we got
Me.
other comments.
Oh
Big
yeah, I don't want to
Lance.
miss these. Big Lance, what's he
He,
saying?
he says, "Hey guys, first time Marvel card guy coming over from football. Welcome, by the
Nice.
way. It's
Yeah,
awesome to have you.
welcome.
These
Yeah.
cards are amazing. I have so many questions. I totally get it. And it's not linked in the description right now, but we have the Spidey Hits Marvel Card Discord. Great place to have those questions answered. What I learned about the Discord link is they expire like every 7 days. So I would, put it in a
Oh.
video, and then people go, "Hey, the link didn't work." Well, it's because it expires, and you got to update the link. So that's interesting. But
Oh.
I'll put the link in this video as soon as we're done to the Discord. Feel free to come in there. We have 3 rules for the Discord. I'll be quick. You got to love people, got to love Marvel cards, and you got to keep it marvelous.
That's
Love
right.
people, love Marvel cards, keep it marvelous. If you don't love people, don't come. If you don't love
Yeah.
Marvel cards, I didn't say a type. I mean all of them,
Yeah.
right? No hating.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And then keep it marvelous. That means keep it fun, keep it light, keep it bright.
Yeah.
that kind of
And
stuff.
even if you don't like something, there's a loving way to say that too.
Just
Turn it
say it.
into a friendly
Just say
joke
it
or something.
plainly. Yeah, just say, I don't like it. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Grown people can handle you not liking something. Just don't be about it.
That's right. Just don't tell me you don't like anything I collect, okay? That's again. That's rule number 4 of
If you
Just
say you don't like
Guys.
Spider-Man, you're out.
You know what? Who was I speak? I was speaking to a friend today that I speak to all of the time, and I did not know this. I did not know this, and he doesn't know this because I did not mention it after I listened to his voice note. But in the voice note, something he repeated twice was he doesn't care for Spider-Man. He doesn't like Spider-Man. He doesn't care about having the ASM 309.8 in his collection because it's a Spider-Man book. And I just, every time I heard that mentioned in the voice note, I was like, oh my gosh, Daniel, what are you saying? And I
Is he
didn't
a
mention it to
DC
him.
fan?
No, he's like an everything fan. He's a lot of indie titles. He's like, he's an everything fan. But
He's the
maybe
classic.
he's
I don't want to
watching.
like what everybody else likes. You know that guy? Like, I don't want to like what everybody.
Maybe.
Nothing mainstream. I get it. That's fine.
Not that
Whatever.
I've like 90s. Yeah. Well, you know what? We're gonna have him on the show and we're gonna
Oh,
grill him.
grill him right up.
All right.
Why do
That's
you
right.
not like
We're
Peter
gonna grill
Parker?
him
What
right
did he
up.
do to you? You don't
I'm
like
telling
Mary
you, I gotta
Jane?
have a conversation.
Marvel Marshall, how's it going? I'm so behind. I'll catch up, everybody. Don't worry. Mr. Collector 123, Constantine.
Hey,
what is
what's
up?
up? What's up? What's up?
Oh, I'm just now. The chat is the butterfly. Light bulb
Yeah,
goes
no,
off.
let's do it. I like catching up. It's good that we're catching up.
Game Set Magics LLC. He's running a business. Says my day just suddenly got more marvelous. I appreciate that. Happy
That
to
is
bring that.
awesome.
It really is. And I'm glad that he
Very
has
cool.
limited liability protection.
Yeah.
That way he has, some protection. If, someone were to try to sue, they would only be able to sue the business and he would not be touched personally. So
yeah, and maybe in hour 3, we'll talk about the differences between S Corps and C Corps because I've actually been wondering about what my next move is going to be. So that's hour 3.
Which one?
Everyone.
Okay. Yeah, and the show ends in hour 2, so we'll see how that works out.
Yeah.
Grindstone 11 HD.
I just got that. Okay. Where are we at? How's everyone in the chat tonight? Everyone's butterflies. That means really good. Well, actually, kind of means nervous sometimes, but different context tonight.
My grandmother loved butterflies, so that's good.
They're
Forest Moon, what's up, gents?
What's up? What's up?
Do you like it when somebody calls you a gent?
I do. Yeah.
I think it's wonderful.
Yeah, I thought you were going to surprise me and say you don't like it for some reason. I'm like, no, I like that. Very nice.
I do. It's just something about it. Like, I don't hear it in my normal everyday. Like, I'm at work. It's like, hey, guys. Hey, you all. So when someone like Forrest says, hey, good morning, gents. First of all, it's not morning. But it's morning where he's at.
Right.
And I love it. Yeah, just you gentlemen. That's good stuff.
I like it.
Nick says, y'all are the perfect duo. Funny and engaging. Oh,
my man. Thank you so much. Oh, are there new videos on his page? I should already know this, but
I'm subscribed. YouTube's got to put him there, man. Yeah, boom.
Yeah, I'm subscribed as well. I'm looking forward to him. All right, nice to have you here with us tonight. Blanca, hello.
Hey, Miss Blanca, the Lord's Chicken. Oh, Chick-fil-A, yes.
You're Chick-fil-A, yeah. The Lord's Chicken.
It's just good every time. It's so weird. I don't understand it. Manu doesn't understand, but that's okay.
No, I've had it once. It was a salad I had there though, but it had chicken on it.
Hey,
and it was a good chicken salad. And that was obviously my meat eating years.
Lots of ladies like that. It's good stuff.
What? Oh, okay. Oh. You got me. I got to have my wits like really, really charged up to come on this show.
Charles says, glad to see you, Spidey and Manu again on Tuesdays. Look forward. Hey, 25 weeks straight today.
I'm proud of us, man. I am so proud of us. I've never committed to anything for 25 weeks straight. Not the gym, not a diet, not a relationship.
That's what she said.
Is awesome.
Yeah. You knew I was going there. And you went ahead and went there for me. I'm the longest relationship you've ever had.
That's right. It's meant to be. It's destined. And you have a friend named Destin.
Yeah, I do.
You do.
His mom literally named him after the beach.
For the beach?
Destin Beach in Florida. Yeah, not like Destiny.
Oh,
Destin.
oh
Yeah.
wow. All right then. All right then.
Uh,
Neither lemonade freeze. I like lemonade freezes. I might just go over there for that one day.
you do like lemonade freezes?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You're not
Uh,
into slushies and stuff?
I'm not into slushies, dude.
Oh my gosh. Oh
I'd rather just have
wow.
an ice cream cone with a Coke.
Oh, see, I don't like to pick and choose. I like all that stuff, right? So
You do?
I can't put one over the other. Like, but ice cream cones, absolutely. But like a nice tangy slushy, like those things at Taco Bell, sometimes they have really good flavors. Sometimes they don't. I
Yeah.
forget them though. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
No,
not too big a
not
fan
for
of
me.
Taco Bell, yeah.
Yeah, never have been. Okay. I feel like the chat is going to keep going and we got a couple things to talk about.
All
Let's
right.
just, I don't want to miss your questions, guys. But there's a lot here. Fresh cut. That was last week, but thanks for noticing.
Oh,
Um,
it still looks fresh. I want to say though, Nigel's in here, Desired Comics, and he says hello, gents and chat. Nigel, what's up, my man? It's really nice to have you in here this evening. I hope you're well. He travels all the time, so I don't know where in the world he's watching from, but my guy is in here, and I appreciate it. And also, Naj has not been joining us recently, but I would like to say hello because she will watch the
hey.
playback, and we hope that you're well, my friend.
And we need to say it sooner. So she doesn't have to be an hour, 2.5.
Right,
So
right.
Naj, we love you.
Yes,
Appreciate you. And I'm still
yes.
eating some of your chocolate, by the way.
Love it. Love it. Love it. And we'll
Totally
say
is.
goodnight in a couple of hours.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about Spider-Man Metal. Oh, and
Yeah.
RSM says he took down Spidey to give me an opportunity to trade for it. And I had already forgot about it. And I need a reminder. Just full disclosure. A lot of stuff going on there.
Wait, what? Oh,
Oh,
okay. Yeah. Oh,
okay. Hey, Ash, we're going to keep this up because I want to come back to you and I need you to comment whenever I do. But so Spider-Man Metal came out. What was that? September 11th, if I remember correctly.
3
Let me look
weeks
at my
now?
calendar. September 14th.
Okay.
September 14th was the release date, and it sold out yesterday, if I remember correctly, the 3rd. So that is one, two.
Wait, just 1 second, because this is too good a comment. Confidential says, don't tell Spidey you're a good salesman. He will demolish you. And everybody that watched last week knows what that comment's about. That's hilarious,
Uh-huh.
Confidential. Nice one, man.
That is funny, man. Oh, that's
Yeah, it's
good
good.
stuff. Thank you for
Sorry,
that.
Spidey Metal. Yeah.
Yeah. So, going into Spider-Man Metal, there was a common belief that it would sell out within days, as long as the servers had held up. That boom, as fast as the servers could allow people to log in and buy, it would go right.
Yeah.
But then the real price revealed itself, not the one we anticipated.
Right.
And at that point in time, it was like, okay, this is not going to sell out as fast. And people were like really suspicious that it might take a long time. And I will tell you, I really felt like going into the weekend that we still had up to 2 weeks left in Spider-Man Metal. But man, that thing hit 99 cases. So think about that for a second. Not boxes.
Cases.
99 cases. And Upper Deck creates visibility at that point where you can start to see the cases drop 99, 98, 97, 96, 94, 95. You don't see that visibility until it gets to 99 because it actually, Upper Deck allows you to load up to 99 cases into your cart. That's how you can see it.
Oh, wow. Got it.
So people know when they can't load 99 cases, there's less. And man, within not even 24 hours, like we get the notice that you can see less than 99 cases, and it just zapped like 6, 7 hours, whatever the time frame was. No time at all. I mean, I thought I might have time to like deal with work and then come back to it. And next thing I know, Sid hits me up. He goes, "It's gone."
Wow.
Like it's gone. I mean, you're talking about what is let's do some quick math on air. By the way,
Yeah.
you won't, like this is pretty good. This takes a lot of balls to do math publicly on air, by the way. You know that?
I wasn't able to add last night for some reason, and math is like my strong suit. I don't know what was happening.
Right.
Soul Collectibles is GTM. Sorry, I was just
There
making
we
up a bunch
go.
of letters. He was GTM. And
So
his name is Tony. Hi, Tony.
That's $564,000. $500,000.
$564,000, couple of hours.
Yeah. Boom.
And two people bought everything. I'm just joking. I
Well,
mean, might have been, but
here's
yeah.
may have been. I have no knowledge of that. I don't think that's the case. I think what happens is you have a few thousand people that go, you know what, this is it, and they all buy something, and then it's gone. But you're in the comments.
Yeah, Aslan's comment. I'm just in the up there is hilarious. He said he deserves a worn black hoodie. No, my friend, you deserve an unworn, personally branded 80 gray hoodie. And actually, we should make that happen. I hope you wear mediums because mediums are the sizes I have left. And I am going to be ordering a new print run in a variety of colors, but I do have charcoal gray. If that works for you, we're going to make that arrangement, my friend. You should have one.
I love it. I love it. That's not needed, Aslan, but you're welcome on the channel anytime.
What did he say?
He says we need a token
Oh.
agent to do our math for us. I have an HP 12C. Thank you. So
That's
all we
funny.
need.
And I'm supposed to be representing Asia too, India, South Asia. I'm supposed to know a thing or two about this. Oh my gosh.
Totally.
Goodness.
And so
goodness. Wrecking the stereotypes.
what is, I mean, to me, that is just so fascinating that amount of money was pumped into Upper Deck in that short period of time.
Yeah,
but think about this, okay? So if you have 50,200 boxes, and if the math is correct, that 75% of that is on EPAC, that's 37,000 boxes, okay? So times 475, that's almost $18 million. Think about that pool of money. Almost $18 million in less than 4 weeks was poured into Upper Deck. Just open the boxes. You follow me? I know we're doing math and it's late. Okay, I get it. Let's just think about this for a second. $18 million poured into Upper Deck site. Then think about the money that's also going on for people buying cards to get achievements and are buying cards outside of buying on the site. How much money do you think passed through hands in the last 3.5, 4 weeks for Upper Deck?
Because of this product.
Because for Spider-Man Metal. Let me say it better. For Spider-Man Metal.
Yeah.
And you wonder.
That's amazing.
I mean, that amount of money, it could, without an influx of an enormous amount of people, can't keep doing this. Like, it's got to do that, right? Like, to some degree. And then it decides what it is after that. But man, that's lots and lots of money. As an HP 9000. Okay, cool. I don't know what that is.
I want to speak about the this and the this. And the this and the this, right? So all of the money that was circulating for so many of these cards, and some of the cards, I mean, look, this set just came out. So if you're buying the first one on the market of a particular card, there is no previous sale of the card. You're comping it compared to what used to sell or how you used to feel about something. And I was talking to somebody about price discovery. I mean, everyone has their own definition of it, but I was talking to somebody about price discovery. I was talking to somebody about how a certain value might not be sustainable in the short term, but could recognize that value in the long term. And an interesting thing occurred to me, and I've used these sorts of theories or whatever in other markets. But let's say you have let's say zero is your floor price on something, or whatever it costs to buy the box that you pulled a certain card out of, and then you list this card and it sells for, let's say, $7,500, right? And then a week later, there's 5 of them on the market and they're selling for $2,000. And you're like, well, what the heck? How come people didn't hold out for $7,000? Well, the thing about something going from no value to a high value is nothing in between was ever checked. There's no owners in between. No one's holding it at a 3,000 buy. No one's holding it at a 4,000 buy. So when someone sees a $7,000 opportunity and they're into it $500, well, they're going to want that money, right? And so when people start grabbing it at 2,000 and then it goes to 2,500, it goes to 3,000, those people, they have a different holding pattern, right? When they start seeing $5,000 and $6,000 sales after that, they might not be as tempted to dump it because they're in it at $3,000, not at $300. So when you have something go astronomical but never check the center, there's no support, if you will, and the bottom can fall right out. But if it's something that people actually want, it will reestablish its value over time. You just have to be able to hold on to something without sweating it. And I just thought that was an interesting conversation to have the other day.
It reminds me of a conversation that I had with someone who, I don't want to give too many details, but someone new to Marvel cards. Okay, not someone who
Mhm.
was buying last year or earlier this year. I'm talking about new to Marvel cards with Spider-Man metal.
Yeah.
Um, big, someone who has access to money, like at a high level,
Mhm.
and was putting it into sports cards. They
Okay.
got attracted to Marvel. They found an opportunity to get onto EPAC and start buying. And their immediate response was like, people don't know how special this is. Like they don't, like from their standpoint in terms of what they are used to spending and what they would get in return. And the
Right.
thing that person was really struggling with was if you're at $475 a box and you're putting in, I think they were at $180,000 at the time that I spoke with them
Whoa.
that they have put into the product on
Yeah.
EPAC.
Yeah.
And they were like, man, I don't think people realize what the real value of these things are, going into it. And to your point, we don't we don't play at that level, and so
Mhm.
it's hard to look at. I'll pull this red PMG. This is $100 card. Well, that person might think this is a $500 card.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because of the way that they're building their evaluation with what they've spent in it. So it's going to
Yeah.
be really interesting to see a couple of things. Number one, when $18 million roughly goes into upper decks coffers, okay, and
Mhm.
they need
Mhm.
that because they make the product, and you can be upset of how much they make or don't make, whatever, right?
Oh, yeah.
They need money to make the product, so it goes there. But how much of that money goes back into Marvel cards, right? Meaning where this is only like I have this gold here. Like if I were to sell this gold Planet Metal, because I'm a collector, I would likely take it and put it into another card. Does
Right.
that make sense?
Right.
But
Yeah.
18 million going into upper deck doesn't go into another card.
No.
That's money out of collectors' pockets that's not likely to go back into the marketplace.
Very interesting.
That's a lot of money in a
But it
hobby.
does fuel and incentivize a company to release more product. So,
So we get more product, but now
yeah.
you have more cards, and that same pool of dollars, if the hobby doesn't grow, has to go into those cards too.
Dang, that's interesting.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because only so
Yeah.
much, there's only so much money inside of the buyer pool.
There's only
So,
so much capital that our community can extend, you know,
and so
especially if you're a real collector. If you're just holding on to everything you're buying, oh my gosh.
yeah, I think here, this is like if you think about, my language. What is the most loving thing? The most loving thing isn't to convince somebody that this is worth money. That's not the most loving thing. The most loving
Hmm.
thing is to share it with someone who might want to join the hobby with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the most loving thing. Is to invite, to encourage, to say, look, you want to have fun? Not you're going to get rich, not you're, whatever, whatever, whatever. And people
Right.
may do that. A lot of people may not. That's not my point. But it's
Yeah.
to learn and grow in the community, the hobby. And so, we got people talking about masterpieces here.
I can't wait for masterpieces.
Dude, masterpieces, it's going to be, I mean, look, I don't want to turn into a hype machine of any way, but there's a lot of love for masterpieces.
So
There's
much
not a
love.
lot of convincing that needs to happen for people to be into masterpieces. There's people, like I arranged my life to go after Spider-Man metal. There's more people arranging their life to go after masterpieces. I can assure you.
Dude, I mean, I think you know this about me.
Mhm.
Masterpieces lives in my heart. Metal, I remember 95 metal. I have those
Yeah.
cards. I love those cards. But I wasn't like, we've talked about this. I had no idea 2013 was happening, 2015, 2017. I didn't know any of that stuff was happening.
Mhm.
But masterpieces is just different for me. Like for me, a card that is a simple card with beautiful art, like really intentional, beautiful
Mhm.
art. And that's the wow factor of it, not the sparkle, not the
Like
shine,
this.
not, oh my gosh. I thought you were going to show me something serious for a second. So for me, the way that we've seen so many of our friends so excited about metal because metal flows through their veins a little differently,
Mhm.
I think masterpieces is going to affect me in that way. Like if the artist they've selected and the work is incredible, I don't know if I'm going to be as cool and collected when it comes to collecting
Mm.
masterpieces. I might go a little crazy just because this is my first time as an adult knowing that a masterpiece set is coming out,
Yeah.
and my goodness, I have so much love historically for that set. So if it's made in the same vein as it used to be,
Mhm.
I'm gonna be super excited when that news comes out. There's no question about it.
Yeah, I'm excited. So Ash Gonzalez was in the chat earlier. Ash, are you still here? He said, let me just say who he is. He's a big time Marvel card artist, particularly with
Yeah.
sketch cards, but he's
Yeah.
not a one horse pony. He also does comic books and other things. He's a
Oh, he's still here.
fantastic
Nice.
artist. And he said he was hearing some rumblings. So Ash, can you speak to the rumblings you were hearing about the next set being released? I'm curious. And if you can't say it, don't jeopardize yourself. Like, that's fine. But I would love to hear it.
Yeah, if there's any, because Sin City said I'm going nuts on masterpieces. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you.
Not,
I
not the
mean,
only
we're not
one.
going to go, but I'm just excited about it, and I
All right,
can't wait
so
for it.
that is I'm gonna pull up something here because this gets into the Marvel card news. And look, I'm aware that I have not done the Marvel card news as an edited segment, and just know that's because Spider-Man Metal has been dominating my time, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just that's been the
It's been
news is that.
it's been a
So I'm
good
gonna
use of the time too.
Yeah, so y'all hang tight. I'm gonna pull up some news for you, and some of you know about this, but a lot of you may not. So give me a second.
Oh, Aslan said, has the AF-15 been claimed yet? Yeah, it has. It was claimed by Grayson. Is it Grayson at Cherry Collectibles?
Yep,
The
Grayson.
AF-15 achievement. Yeah. Yes, Aslan, it has.
Okay. All right. So everyone is likely familiar with Kickstarter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Marvel Cards, in a sense, is coming to Kickstarter. Okay.
Okay.
So this is FPG Universe, the official home of all things FPG. And I haven't figured out what FPG means yet. But do you
Okay.
recognize this image?
Where? Sorry. Yes, I recognize two of these images. I recognize. The Ghost Rider, I don't recognize.
Yeah. So that's 1992 Marvel masterpiece, Joe Jusko. Okay.
Right. Okay.
So Joe is recreating 104 original paintings from 1992. So these images you're looking at, these are his new paintings of those cards that he just did in 2022.
All right. Let's. It takes me a while to figure out what you're like. Wait. So this is
All right.
original paintings. These are not prints. This is one of ones. He's
Okay.
doing a painting of each card.
Yeah. So let me do a better job here. So they're going to release a coffee table book. Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Coffee
I
table
remember.
book
Yes.
is going to be an exciting Kickstarter exclusive when you can purchase any of 3 editions: a hardcover with with a dust jacket, $59, signed and numbered with a slip case edition for $295, or the original printed masterpiece edition, which will be $2,500. Okay, they're going to be on Kickstarter, and it'll be another chance to add to your 1992 Marvel masterpiece collection from Joe. But yeah,
Justin, humor me, please. Can we read
Mhm.
those prices and descriptions one more time, please?
Yeah, I'll read it to you. So for $59, that's the lowest point of entry for the Kickstarter. You get a sign, you get a hardcover with a dust jacket. You just get the
Mm-hmm.
book.
Mm-hmm.
For $295, you get it signed and numbered with a slipcase edition. And I don't know if that's going to be
Limited to what
limited or not.
number?
It
Okay.
doesn't say, and
Okay.
it doesn't say the word limited. So for what that's worth. Or you can get original painted masterpiece edition, and you'll receive a free high quality cover of the original painted masterpiece digest, which will reproduce all 104 of these fabulous paintings. This digest has a $39 retail value and is strictly limited to the number of backers we receive. So that's kind of written a little confusing, and maybe I'm just reading it that way.
No, it's a little confusing. It's a little convoluted.
Yeah, but I feel like there's 3 points of entry. The $39 thing throws me off, but I feel like there's a $2,500, a $295, and a $59. And FPG, if you watch this and I got it wrong, let me know, and
Yeah,
I'll clean it up.
to say there's a $39 MSRP on something that's for free with another purchase is just an interesting thing to say because it's free with the purchase. So
Yeah, that part throws me off. And maybe there's 4 levels, and I'm not seeing it. But
I feel
here,
like I'm definitely a buyer. I feel like I'm a $59 buyer, and I feel like I'll be very happy at that price point with the book.
so this lets us see some of the paintings that have been revealed. Okay.
That black cat,
And
man.
yeah, look at that beast. Doesn't that beast look good?
So sick.
Yeah, and I'm going
Seeing
fast.
these, seeing these on a white background, it was really cool actually. I wonder if that's legit how it's going to be.
I think the FPG logo in the back is not correct, but I
Right, I
have a
think that's a
photo.
watermark. They're protecting the, yeah.
I have a photo of the actual paintings. It's on my phone, and I'll pull that up while I'm clicking through these. But so at the $2,500 level, you're going to be able to claim a $2,500 spot, and then 104 of those people will be randomly selected, and then that 104 people will be randomly given one of these original paintings.
I mean, that's really exciting. That's really cool, and that's really great for whoever's going to, try and go for it for $2,500. Like, congratulations to the 104 future lucky people. But unfortunately, I'm not going to do that. It's too expensive. But dang it, that painting is going to be dope for whoever gets it.
It's very expensive, and you're not even guaranteed. Like, even if you're willing to put up the 2,500, you're not guaranteed. And then you're not guaranteed which painting you're going to get. You might get, let's see, you might get that one. You
Man,
may not be a bullseye.
we're introducing a whole lot of gamble element to our hobby, like all the time. All the time.
Yeah, and part of it is that what other way would you choose who gets it and who doesn't if it's not random?
Yeah.
All right, here I found it. So let me do this for a second, and I haven't been looking at the comments. I have to.
There's a lot. We got to catch up. Oh, cool. Very cool.
Let me blow this up. I'm sorry. I'm gonna turn down my brightness because no one can see it.
And see if we could catch some focus here.
Ah, there we go. Focus.
Look at that venom. Look at that Jusko venom. Look at that venom.
Come on, there we go.
Woo, dude.
That's the actual
whoever gets the original venom. So there's gonna be someone's gonna that's gonna cost me a lot if I try to buy that from someone. Oh god.
Remember, this is a reproduction, not the original.
But out of the 104 people, that's going to be 104 people getting the originals.
No, these are new paintings. These are not the actual paintings used for 1992.
And so the significance is that he's only printing one of each, and 104.
The significance is that it's a Joe Jusko painting.
Yeah, but so are the cards. I'm being a butthead. It's cool. I don't know. This kind of stuff, it's really hard to.
A reproduction of the original by Joe is the same thing in his eyes. And I'm with you. And I have another thought. What if I already owned the Venom? And I'm like, well, now he's just redoing it. Like, I mean, I wouldn't be that offended.
I'm gonna start wearing this on my chain. Like, I love this card. Marvelous Packs. Yeah. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it.
Yeah, a lot of people's favorite artist. Yeah, I'm right there with you. I love it.
And this is, yeah, absolutely. But this is such a powerful conversation to have because we talk about these things all the time. We don't pull any punches. What it is, how we feel is how we feel. We love Jusko. We love masterpieces. I just went on a whole rant about how excited I get about masterpieces and that I will spend more money than I probably should on masterpieces stuff, right? But I mean, there's just, I'm gonna take some time to digest this, and next week I'll sleep on it for 7 nights, and then I'll come back and have a better idea of how I feel. Yeah, about the metrics.
Well, we're not gonna have time to talk about it next week because we're gonna talk about New York Comic Con the whole time.
Oh snap! Yeah, and maybe Todd will announce something and then announce something again. Oh gosh.
Oh, crazy. But so look, this is funny. I'll show you this. So, I've been sitting on this in my iMovies where I edit stuff, and I just haven't had time to, in fact, it's already pulled up. I just haven't had time to finish it. It's the announcement in the news for the Joe Jusko stuff. And I'll probably still do it when I get time, but just been busy.
We've got a lot more people in here now, and I just wanted to say flowers, Spider-Man, Venom, Just wanted to show that, you know. There you go. All right, we've done it again.
Okay, so Swami says that the Hildebrandt original painting for the 1990 94 Marvel Masterpiece Wolverine just sold at Golden or Heritage. It was Heritage, I believe, for $30,000.
Hildebrandt original painting for Marvel Masterpiece Wolverine sold at Gold or Heritage for $30K. That actually seems reasonable to me. Am I
Does it really?
crazy? Yeah, like $30K for original. Which is the Hildebrandt Wolverine? I'm gonna see that image real quick.
Marvel Marshall. All right. Without knowing exactly how you're going to do your video, you can do it two ways. You can do an unedited long form, and then you can like really chop up the other one to keep it short form. So you can do it both ways.
Oh yeah.
And that way, if somebody wants to watch the quick version, they can do the quick version. If somebody wants to like hang out with you for an hour, they can hang out with you for an hour.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that. That's good advice. And Sydney says it was $37K.
Yeah, he would know because he's a Wolverine and original art kind of guy. And it was
Bad
the
Wizard
Power
says,
Blast. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Power
And
Blast.
Bad Wizard says seems reasonable as well. I mean, dude, like how much do original comic book covers go for, you know? And there's a lot more comic book covers than there are original art on cards. So yeah, if it's powerful art and the nostalgia is there and we love it and remember it.
Do you know that Joe Jusko has done pack pulled sketch cards? Like
I only know from you and Sketch. Like that's crazy. Like my goodness.
So the base sold for $25,000 last year.
Oh, this is good movement. This is healthy movement, and we're checking prices in between, so floors are established. I like it.
Sid says Marvel card art is cheap in comparison to comic covers.
Agreed. Yeah.
I don't know enough about it.
Absolutely.
I mean, look, it's painful enough to play on the $50, $100, $200, $500,000, $5,000 card. The playing in the $15,000, $30,000, $100,000 original art. Whew, different income bracket.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yep. So Pax says a good point about the Hildebrandt is they're not two brothers. One of the brothers passed away. So only one of the brothers.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, recreate some of that art.
I don't know if I was aware of that fact, actually. Wow.
Yep. And then Pax says, thanks for reading my comments, Manu. You're always on it.
Thank you, Impact. I'm trying. I know we've missed a bunch, but I like scrolling back, and like in about an hour, I'm just going to zone out and Justin's going to notice I'm not paying any attention. And that's because I'm backtracking through all the chat.
Wait, he says we all went muted. Are we muted?
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Swami said you are muted. Never mind. Then he says, never mind. All right, Swami, I'm glad we're back.
He's playing with us. There we go.
That's cool. That's cool.
Swami says there's a show coming up in Denver, not this week, but the following, like the 15th or so. But the big show this week is New York Comic Con.
It is, man.
New York Comic Con. So what you guys can count on, as long as everything goes well, is that I'm leaving tomorrow and I'm going to drive to Dallas and I'm going to fly to New York. And we're going to land and I'm going to do 3 days of content. I'm really excited. I've never been to New York. And
shoot.
I've never been. And I have 2 trips planned this year, this one and another one. And on top of that, I've been to cons, but I've never been to one on the scale of New York Comic Con. And I hear that San Diego Comic Con is the only thing that really like compares to it.
That's what I hear. Yeah.
So they put out an email, I guess it was a couple of days ago, maybe it was over the weekend, whenever it was like, you can now buy your passes to see artists and other people, whatever. And I open it up and Todd McFarlane's already sold out.
Yeah.
Soon as I got to it, I don't know how long, maybe it sat there an hour. I don't know, but it was like gone for all 4 days.
No, it crashed immediately when they opened up the waiting list for that. It crashed immediately, and I think they actually facilitated it maybe the next day. I think West Coast Avengers might actually have some more details on that for us, but yeah, it sold out right away after the servers were rectified.
Yeah, so I will be there with Neo. We got stuff planned together, but dinner at Ruby Rosa Ruby Rosa?
Ruby Rosa? Okay, who's that?
Let me, okay,
Best
I need to put
Italian and
this.
pizza you'll ever have. Whoa, for real? Dude, that's a big thing to say. Wow, I want some.
Yeah,
Hey,
I'm
send me
doing
back
my,
some, please. Ship me a slice.
I'm doing my notes here for places to eat in New York. This is something I'm working on. Ruby. Oh, by the way, just real quick,
Hmm.
our boy, oh gosh, how can I not remember his name all of a sudden? Hit 62 home runs for the Yankees. Somebody help me out. I know his name, I just can't think of it.
Um, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Someone say it so that we can redeem ourselves as,
I mean, I know the name, I just can't think of it.
Aaron Judge, West
Aaron
Coast
Judge.
Avengers. West
Aaron
Coast
Judge.
Avengers claimed it first. Sydney, Sin,
There we go.
everyone's jumping in with it now.
Yeah, huge deal, dude. Do you know the significance of 62 home runs for in a Yankees jersey?
No.
The last
Who
person to
was,
do it was Roger
yeah, who was,
Maris.
and
His
what year was
61,
that? In 19, no, what year?
1950 something.
Oh, yeah, it's a huge, huge thing to,
But here's the thing,
wow.
like that's been the home run record. Well, I'm gonna clean this up, everybody. Don't panic. I know the other stuff, but that was the home run record. He beat out his own teammate, Mickey Mantle. Mickey hit 60, he hit 61, if I remember correctly, something like that.
Wow.
Incredible season. But then after that, our boy Mark McGuire all roided up. He topped it, and then was it Sammy Sosa? Those two together topped 61 in the same year, and then Barry Bonds topped them as well. But it's believed that they've all been roided up, steroids when they did it.
Oh, so they all got stripped of that accomplishment because of how they,
People look at it kind of funny,
gotcha,
and
gotcha.
so now I don't know if Aaron Judd is on steroids. I mean, he's huge, like naturally. So I don't know that he
Mhm.
has to, but the steroids is about recovery, not about bulk for the most part. To
Mm.
be able to hit like that and take your body through that motion over and over and over again, it's more about recovery. But but anyways, he said asterisk galore. So I'm curious. I don't watch baseball anymore. I gave up baseball when Derek Jeter retired. I gave up basketball when Kobe retired. And so I just don't keep up with those things regularly, and I don't have time with what I give Marvel cards. But Maris beat Ruth, not Mantle. There we go.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's a big deal. So for him to top him to get to 62, I think I saw where there was like someone said, "Hey, there's a $2 million bounty on the 60-second home run. Whoever catches it, it's $2 million
Oh,
to
wow.
you immediately." So
Wow, that's amazing. Confidential with the hashtag pack. I hope I see that every week, my friend. That's
he
amazing.
remembers.
That's
Oh,
pretty
wait, we got
cool.
more best taco places ever. I'm taking this one down. Look, I was at an event today where it was Taco Tuesday. We had somebody in a taco suit. So
Oh, that's official. Man,
most
and he said he's from Texas. Dude, I've had so many great tacos in Texas. Um, yeah.
got it. Oh, that one's down. That was down there. Thank you for the restaurant tips. We're going to be in Manhattan, I believe. Yeah,
Yeah,
Albert
you are.
Pujols, by the way, he joined the 700 club. That's another big milestone. If I remember correctly, Babe Ruth hit 706. If I'm right, that was way deep in the memory bank. And then Barry Bonds beat that. So to be in the 700 club is a big deal. But that is enough but baseball talk. But that stuff's
I was
important.
just about to make sure I was on the right channel.
Yeah.
I just teased it.
714, not 706.
Everybody loves baseball. Everyone does.
Yeah, I mean it's like, oh, we'll be in Hell's Kitchen. Is that technically where Comic Con's going to be at? Is Hell's Kitchen?
That's very
Because
cool.
I was thinking about this today. Like when I land, do I say I'm in Gotham City? Do I say I'm in Hell's Kitchen? Do I say I'm in Manhattan? Like what is the proper comic term for me to
I like
say?
you saying Gotham City, but I know you're not the DC thing, but I
Yeah,
like it being called Gotham City for
I mean,
sure.
I like Batman. Batman's right there.
Batman's dope.
Superman's right here. But I mean,
That
it's
would be
just not
Metropolis, right? Yeah,
Metropolis. Yeah,
I'd be knowing.
you be knowing.
I'd be knowing.
But Metropolis is supposed to be New York, right?
Yeah, yeah, I think so. That's what I've always associated it as. or with. Yeah.
Somebody reminded me of something. I got to clean this up. Rivalry
Red
Sportswear.
School Rib says
Aaron
Batman metal set.
Hank Aaron. Sorry, Hank Aaron broke Babe Ruth's record and ended with 755, which was massive. That was huge news when he broke.
Oh,
broke that. No, I just had to clean that up.
Something up from last week. And I'm just going to clean this up really quickly, just to say that it's been kind of cleaned up. While we were going over what's the company's name? CGC's announcement of putting Newsstand on the labels and acknowledging the multi-packs, like the Whitman variants and the DC multi-packs and stuff. You know, I just kind of glossed over it, I think is how you say it, because, you know, that's not really my wheelhouse. Like, I don't get too enthused about multi-packs, you know? And so I'm not running around trying to identify them. And so when I was talking about it, I was just like, you know, the article gives you an example of the diamond in the corner box, meaning it's a Whitman versus a different price box. And, you know, what's funny is that's actually not completely true or accurate. And it was a friend of ours, Off the Truck Comics on Instagram, who messaged me, and he said, hey, you know, CGC left a bunch out there and it's very misleading. And he sent me a whole bunch of information. And I was like, it's going to take me some time to digest this. This is a bit confusing. And then, but I said, thank you very much. And I said, I think it's very important. And then the next day he put a post, or maybe a day or two later, he put a post on his Instagram page explaining what some of the inaccuracies were. And I got to tell you, it's confusing stuff. And I think we're lucky that we don't really talk multi-pack all the time. Like, that's not really our hunt and chase, because apparently there's so many iterations, you know, of what it could be and would be and should be, that it's really, really complicated. But for CGC to just dedicate what the heck? You got a mystery mail call? You got a Comic Tom mail call?
Do you know how long this has been sitting here unopened?
You've never, okay, when did you get it? Well, let's open it. Let's see if you got something cool in there.
Yeah, we'll do that. I just,
all right, awesome.
I haven't got to it. We'll get to it. But hey, look, we got to do this. Okay. Yeah. First of all, Hell's Kitchen is where the Javits Center is. And I hope I'm saying that right. Maybe I'm not.
Javits Center, yeah.
Javits Center. Okay.
Yeah.
Say hello to Matt Murdock and Kingpin. You got it.
Yeah.
But Red Skull Rip says Batman metal set, please. Yeah. Who doesn't want a red PMG Batman?
That'd be sick.
Who doesn't want a red PMG Superman? Like, I'm all about it. I would love to see that. Okay.
Yeah, DC, enter the chat. Come on.
No, Gotham is not in New York. I can't say it now.
Metropolis is Chicago.
Metropolis, there we go. Is Chicago. I never knew that.
It feels Chicago-y though. Now that when you think about it, like the way that their newspaper building looks, it feels like the Chicago Tribune sort of vibe, like that kind of thing.
Gosh, I never realized that.
That's cool. I mean,
that is cool.
Is it? Yeah, I like that.
It explains the distance between Batman and Superman. You know, not that
you know what?
Superman could be there in a second, but.
And now that we think about it, Superman's not like a gritty inner city sort of character.
Yeah.
I mean, Chicago's the inner city, but it's not New York. You know, it's a different.
See, this whole time I thought he was getting to Kansas, like, you know, but it's not that far.
That's funny.
A few blocks south, he's in Kansas. So
Keith says Gotham is Newark, New Jersey. Yeah.
Like in real life, not in the comics.
Really? I love.
No, we're not
West
doing
Coast
that.
Avenger says Manu, right on the money. Oh, he's just talking about that the CGC stuff. So yeah, guys, if you're doing the multi-pack thing, don't just, you got to do a lot more due diligence than that 2 sentences dedicated to it in the CGC article. That's all. I just wanted to say that, and shout out to Off the Truck, and shout out to the Avengers.
So I guess that Chicago was used in the movies for Superman. Didn't know that.
Very cool.
And they did. Cool. Marvelous says they filmed a scene in Gotham, a dope Gotham scene in Chicago. So I know.
Also cool.
Crazy. Yeah. We're learning stuff, man. So Keith is like serious. Gotham is Newark, New Jersey.
That don't sound right, man. Newark, New Jersey doesn't sound like Gotham.
All right. So I used to play pickup basketball
Oh,
all
I'm
the
not gonna
time.
argue with you, Keith. I'm just saying from some like I don't know what Newark, New
Right.
Jersey is. So
So I used to play pickup basketball 3 times a week. Absolutely love it. My favorite sport. And we would get into the debate is the hand part of the ball in a foul. Did you play basketball much?
say it again. The debate is what?
Is your hand part of the ball in when somebody calls a foul? It's
I don't
pretty
even understand
debatable.
that question. That's
Yeah,
just
like
is your hand part of the ball?
yeah, like if you were, if you had the ball and I go to swipe it to knock it out of your
Hmm.
hand, if I hit your
Hmm.
fingers, is that a foul?
Heck yeah. You
Or
don't
is the
hit the
hand
man.
part of the ball?
No, you hit the man's hand. You
Well,
smacked him.
anyway, we were debating this, and I remember yelling, "Google it!"
Oh.
I was, I was hot. I was like, "Google it!"
I'm going to
Anyways,
tell you, I don't play any basketball. I have, but I've done it for exercise. But one thing, and knock on wood, I hope I still have this skill. People used to always be shocked because I'd go to where people are playing basketball like for real, and I'd
yeah.
always be the guy like like nah, I'm good. You guys have fun. I just want to run around a little bit. I'll take the empty court. And then every time I would shoot, I would make it though, and they'd be like, "Yo, how do you say you don't play basketball? And you're 3 point, 3 point, 3 point, 3 point." And so the pressure would be crazy because everyone would just look to pass me the ball, but I can't dribble for squat. You're not gonna catch
All you
me.
can do is shoot.
I could shoot though. You give me if I have a moment to do it, it's likely gonna go in, and people were just blown away by it. I used to be so
You're
proud of
just a
that, but I
Ray
don't have the
Chapman
recipe.
of basketball.
I don't know who that is, but there you go.
You be hitting them threes for Phoenix. I
That's
don't remember
right.
him doing anything but sitting in the corner waiting on it.
Blanca said yes, it's a foul, but Blanca also said tomorrow is breast cancer awareness. Don't forget to
Oh,
wear pink. I'm going to, Blanca. I'm going
all
to.
in.
Thank you for
I got
calling
a
that out.
dope pink shirt with a collar.
Let's go.
I
Let's
do.
go. And it's
No, no.
extra small.
So here's the thing: cardboardology is right. It is not a foul and pickup. You're not
Oh
getting.
yeah, oh sure.
You don't get to do that. And we played where you called your own foul. You had to call your own foul because it
Oh,
just showed if you were not a man if you called it. So
Nolan film Batman in Chicago. So movie terms, Gotham in Chicago. Oh, in movie terms. In movie terms.
Toronto Vicar. Oh, okay. Very cool. All right, I'm opening up this Comic Tom. So if you're not familiar with Comic Tom 101 has a big YouTube channel where he goes over top 10 sales of the week. Think Gingy Man for comic books, right?
There you go. It might just be because I haven't been watching his videos lately, but I have
Yeah.
not like he used to pop up, in my this is just me making conversation amongst friends here.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a Comic Tom video in a long time. A
Well,
long time.
he also does these like mystery mail outs. And I used to be signed up for him. I canceled it a number of months ago. But here's the first thing.
All
It's
right.
pretty cool. Darth Maul.
Is that a mini comic?
It's just
Go ahead and gigantic yourself.
this is from June. Yeah, let me go gadget arm.
Yeah.
Sorry.
My coffee's cold.
And yeah, this is from
All right.
June. So this is the last one I got. And I don't remember. There's like he does exclusives. We got this. What is this? Midnight Tales? What is
Oh,
this?
that looks kind of it's interesting.
Is that like Archie?
Dude, that's old. Maybe that's worth something. I don't know.
It's 20 cents. That's a Charlton Comics.
Cool.
Where's the Golden Age Guru?
Yeah, right?
Oh, this is kind of cool. Fantastic Four, the Kang.
Nice looking cover.
This is a nice looking cover. I like that image.
How much did this box cost you?
I don't know, 25, 30 bucks, something like that. I can't remember exactly. This is the exclusive part. So is that Red Sonja? What is that?
I don't know, but the proportions on her jaw are interesting.
She's jawed up.
What is that artwork?
It's like it's like one of those tricks, like, oh yeah.
What
Oh,
was the trick supposed to do?
It's a man, baby. Sorry.
Shout out to artists of this jawline.
That's a man. What is that? Austin Powers? You ever see
I
it?
don't know. Yeah, I've seen it. I didn't think it was a very tasteful film, but I saw it.
Yeah, well, it's the part where he's just certain that she's a man. He tries to rip her hair off and She's
Oh,
actually a woman.
I don't remember that. I do remember, what's his name? What's the guy's name? The Austin Powers guy?
Michael Myers.
Michael Myers. I remember a movie, maybe it's Austin Powers. He says you put the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable, and that just always stuck with me. That's my kind of humor.
Wannabes here. I don't know what that is. I'm just showing you.
Nah, I don't know what it is. I'm not gonna want to know either.
All right,
That's
what do we have
no,
here? Oh,
that ain't
let's
calling
save
my
that
name.
one for last. Oh, this is kind of cool.
James, are you talking about me? That's cool. I appreciate it. But I don't know if you're talking about me. Oh, that's good looking. What is that?
That's Bishop. This is this is classic 90s here. Adam Kubert.
Sick.
X-Men.
I like it. That
But
reminds me of walking into a comic book store in the 90s. Like that has nostalgia art on it.
All over it.
I love it.
And boom. This.
I don't love it, but I love that it's Venom. But like I don't know what that is. But I love that it's Venom.
He's in the water. I don't know what's happening with these things.
Those are symbiote bubbles.
Is that what that is?
No, I mean like the water is venomized.
Oh, I got it. It's a variant
West Coast Avenger says Venom balls, and that's not profanity because those are Venom balls. He's right.
Not wrong.
Not wrong.
That
was the whole box?
That's it.
Well, you could rip a pack on ePack in real time for $40, or you could pay $30 and wait a while and get some books.
Well,
I think the odds of hitting something really, really big are probably not that great, but I know he puts good stuff in there too. Like you can hit something out of those boxes.
There's generally something. There's generally one big, book every month. Hey, so Keith, what book did you love?
Oh, he said sick comic, bro. No, who said that? Keith said that?
Yeah, ABR
James said that.
Yeah, it's just been sitting there.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
pretty sure I have some Walmart multi-packs somewhere too. That's for another day. We'll do that on another episode.
I'm still on my mission to try to get the 9/8/316 Mark Jewelers, the Amazing Spider-Man 316 Mark Jewelers insert in a 9/8 white pages. I've accomplished the off-white to white, but for this book, I've just accepted that I do not mind it in off-white to white. And then I think on my story early, I sold this today, but I just wanted us to spend some time with it before it gets shipped off. Tomorrow it's getting shipped off, but a 9.6 off-white to white Mark Jewelers. And as you guys know, on the label, CGC writes Mark Jewelers. And
because you can't see it on the outside. So
you cannot see it.
Stance, right?
Yeah. And all Mark Jewelers are newsstands. And that's something a lot of people know, but sometimes people don't. Like sometimes I'll show a Mark Jewelers book and, someone kindly will say, because they're not familiar yet, they'll say, and it's a newsstand. How sick, a double whammy. And it's like, well, you're right. But all Mark Jewelers are newsstands, right? So every now and then you'll see like a direct edition listed on eBay and the title will say newsstand. That's not because that person's likely trying to be deceiving. It's probably because they just took that listing information from another listing and reused it. But if the corner box has artwork in it, is no way it's a Mark Jewelers. So if you're hunting Mark Jewelers, you can just overlook that book at that point. But we're saying goodbye to this tomorrow. 9/6 is entering another passionate collector's collection. But Mark Jewelers 316s, off-white to white, are okay with me because the book is tough, man.
Yeah.
It is a tough book.
And I think most people know, but there's something in the middle of the book that indicates it's a Mark Jewelers because it's an ad, and it also can damage the book, right? Like over time. Like isn't it thick?
Yeah, but it's not. I don't think that's an advertisement we would worry about. The reason I say that is because that advertisement in there is actually the shape of the pages, right? So it's not a rectangular insert that's going to create a groove into anything. It's an actual folded page that is the size of the book. So it's probably fine. It's probably fine. And if you're flipping through a short box and you're looking from the top, in a 316, the Mark Jewelers ad is a couple pages and it's red. So you can actually see it from the top. So you can do some pretty decent 316 hunting that way.
Very cool. I want to get to M Collector but I want to show this. West Coast says Mark Jeweler 9/8 white pages is a snow leopard mating with a unicorn.
Yeah.
It just doesn't exist.
Well, one does. and I'm happy to know where it is. And I'm very happy that it's a friend of mine, a friend of ours. And I do believe if and when the time comes that he's ready to part with it, because he has no reason to part with it. And
Yeah.
he knows it's special. But if and when he is ready to, I do think he's going to message me or call me. And I hope to be in a position to make that happen.
Wow. Special.
Yeah.
So M Collector 123 says, who do you think is a character that is a good spec for the MCU? I personally am going big on Null and X-23. Look, spec talk that feels for me more like the next upcoming athlete. Will they be, a starter? Will they score a lot of points? Will they be a Hall of Famer? Will they win championships? That's that kind of thing. For Marvel, I think the idea of spec is a little bit, it's not the same. So I don't want to talk about it as if it's the same. Does that make sense? Yeah. So what I will say is, like, what are people not paying attention to now that they're going to be paying attention to in the future? And there's going to be something that creates that attention. Well, X-23 has already been in a movie. She's already been in Logan.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Okay.
Yeah. Like, have you watched Logan, Manu?
I don't think I watched Logan. No. I know. I hear it's really good. I think Keith was telling me like it's the best. I haven't.
This is the Marvel show.
Yeah, I know. I keep it marvelous though.
You do keep it marvelous. There we go. All right. So, I mean, they could do more with her, and I do think she's really an awesome character for sure. She's got a great look about her, storyline, all of that is cool. I don't know that she is like mass appeal. Null has a chance to be maybe like the next Thanos, but maybe, because Sony is connected to that, I just don't know how well. They don't seem to do well with villains. Look what they did with Carnage. Like, that was terrible.
I didn't even see it, but I know.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I like Null a lot. He's actually a character I would like to collect. But in both cases, I don't know long term, like spec wise, by what you mean about it. But I do think they're good characters to collect. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I do have a thought. I mean, I don't do much, I don't do any like spec with conviction, right? But like Black Cat, when's Black Cat gonna be in a movie?
Black Cat? Oh, I mean, she's already been teased.
Where was she teased?
She was teased in Morbius, right? Wasn't there like an ad in the paper that talked about a cat burglar?
I didn't know that. I mean, I fell asleep during the movie, so I didn't.
I think that there's been a tease for that.
Because the price of that book went to over $5,000 for a 9.8. Taj was telling me because people were like, she hasn't appeared yet, so they were like specking on it. And now, dude, a beautifully wrapped 9.8 newsstand of that book just closed for $4,000. So the price is coming down to a place where I'm like, I want. If you can get a 9.8 of that for like $3,100, $3,200, I want.
You're in.
Yeah. So anyway,
I want to talk about what big. Awesome. So Big Hit Car says MCU losing steam, in my opinion. And there's an element of fatigue in everything in life. Like, you can't, if you feed me steak every night, it doesn't matter how you cook it. Like, eventually I'm going to want something different. Right. Doesn't mean steak isn't got worse somehow. It's just, I've had my fill. So I do think some of that happens. I do think that the MCU, it lost itself a little bit during COVID just because of timeline of things, right? But I will say this. The new Black Panther movie, it's almost a 3-hour movie or something like that.
Whoa.
It feels like it's gearing up to be back to what MCU movies were before COVID, when we had these kind of, epic dramas playing out over 2.5 hours. And I'm really excited about that. And I think that, that'll pick up steam.
Let's talk about the Black Panther movie, because there were a few comments about the trailer. Someone else messaged me about it and I hadn't seen it. I don't know anything about it. So what's happening with Black Panther?
Well, I mean, so Black Panther and Namor battling, land, sea, rulers. Doom plays a role in it, and that's what they're talking about.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, Doom
I
is
like Doom. Doom's dope.
super.
Well, since we're talking movies, let's go McFarlane with it, shall we?
Let's do it.
So yesterday he puts up, thank you, Blanca, I appreciate it. So yesterday he puts up,
He being the Todd
intentionally,
father, right?
yeah, he being the Todd father, intentionally, Todd time, you're right. West Coast Avengers has a wonderful saying. It is his saying, and I just love using it. See Todd, buy Todd. And I love
What?
that. He's a big McFarlane collector. He said earlier here, he said, why didn't you just give me that Mark Jewelers? I need it. Dave, the only reason is because it was a pricey one and I wanted to turn it into money.
That's right.
you know, See Todd, buy Todd. So Todd yesterday on his Instagram page puts up an intentionally sloppy image, just for comical value, comic
Mhm.
value, or whatever it's
That's why
called.
I'm trying to pull up this sloppy image, but
Yeah,
like I don't have
yeah, and it
internet all
says,
the time.
movie announcement coming tomorrow. And that's just Todd for you because, why do you announce the teaser for the announcement that's going to be a teaser for something? But in any case, we've been waiting years and years. We know a Spawn movie is going to come. Spawn is way too popular. He's way too cool. How could it not? Either a
Right.
series going to, one of those, it has to be R-rated. Like, I'm be disappointed if it's not. Like, it's Spawn. Well, I wouldn't be disappointed. They can still make it great even if it's not R-rated. But even if it's a series, it's
Yeah.
going to hopefully still be sort of violent and, Spawn-like. But anyway, we know this is going to happen. So yesterday he says announcement coming. And then today I'm literally like every 10, 15 minutes on his page because I can't wait to find out what the announcement is, right? And then
Right.
he puts and then yeah, so that's yesterday's Spawn
All
movie
right.
update tomorrow. And now pull up today's, please.
This is
Spawn
like,
movie news.
can I interpret this?
Yeah,
Hey,
sure.
you guys, I really thought that tomorrow was New York Comic Con. Turns out it's Thursday. I was wrong.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Why would he not do it at New York Comic Con?
You and I talked about this, and I overheard him say this in an interview already. He's already said he's making the Spawn movie announcement at New York Comic Con. He was gearing up to make it to San Diego. He didn't meet the deadline. He said the only
Yeah.
option he has now is Comic Con. He's going to. And we talked about it. Why is there a CGC signing aligned? Why is he doing all of this stuff at this time? Because he's trying to raise the $100 million it's going to take to produce the movie. He's not going to pay for it. A studio is going to
No.
shell out. A studio is going to shell out if they know the hype is there. So what does McFarlane do? He's a marketing machine. He's going to create the hype. And when I say McFarlane's a marketing machine, I don't say that in the same way that I do when I'm like talking about someone who I don't like the marketing machining that they do. I like what McFarlane does, but I just need him to cut to the chase now because we've been waiting. Is Jamie Foxx going to be Spawn? I don't care. Any good actor can play Spawn and it's going to be dope. Like,
At this
I just
point, I
can't
don't
wait.
want Jamie Foxx to play Spawn.
All right. Yeah, I don't.
I mean, Jamie Foxx lives in my brain as so many other things, already.
Yeah.
When you have a character like Spawn, I like for it to be someone I'm not that familiar with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Someone that's kind of new to it. And so I would rather that happen. Now, obviously, I want it to be a great actor who, has sustainability and, all that kind of stuff. And Jamie has already proven those things. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of would rather have somebody else.
Oh, someone's Big Hit Card says need that new Spawn movie with Jamie Foxx. Big Hit. I didn't see your comment when I started saying I don't care as Jamie Foxx. I just am indifferent. Like that would be awesome, and if it's somebody else, that would be awesome as well, as long as it's executed well, like Justin said here. Pancake Analytics, what's up, my guy? How are you? Cool.
What's up, bud? He's got the pancakes and bacon.
Oh, there we go.
I don't know who Michael J. White is.
I think that's Urkel, isn't it? No, I'm wrong.
Did I do that?
What's his name? What's that guy's name?
I don't remember. I mean, I watched the
he's
full out of some
Jaleel.
Steve Urkel.
His name is something Jaleel.
Okay.
I forget. Yeah. I thought he was being funny. I wonder who that is. We should Google. I want to Google.
Yeah, so
MC, I'm not familiar with everybody.
Mr. Collector says that it's a publicity stunt to see people are actually excited.
Yeah. Well, people are excited. That thing got 60,000 likes yesterday.
Spawn is what he said. He was the original Spawn actor.
Oh, he did a good job. Like when I think of Spawn in live action, I still see this man's face. This is Al Simmons to me. This actor's face.
Yeah.
So that's dope. Yeah.
As a young kid, seeing that cape and that CG, that was great. I loved that as a kid.
Spawn with today's technology is going to be amazing. Oh, I need to talk about something. This was weird, and you could
Mhm.
educate me. You could let me know why what I'm saying is wrong. But when you
Yeah.
were doing that live with Grayson from Cherry Collectibles, there
Mhm.
was an interesting part of that conversation that was talking about how poorly manufactured these metal cards are, and there was an interesting sort of justification, and it was that the printing capabilities of the 90s are no longer available. How is that uh, how is
He's
that?
not the he is not the first person I've heard say that.
The way I interpret that is things
It's
improve
worse.
over time.
Yeah, that's supposed to be what happened. But I mean, what does your grandpa say? Well, that refrigerator doesn't run like the one I had. Like it never broke, or that doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm with you, but I don't know. I don't know the answer. I really
I
don't. But
mean, you
he's
can
not the
cut
first
a
person I heard
foil
say.
card correctly if you want to.
I'm telling you, you can do it with immaculate precision,
Yeah.
and it's
So
repeatable over and over and over
it's
again.
not because of the tech, it's not because of printing capabilities or cutting capabilities.
I think it
It's
has to do
cost
with.
cutting capabilities.
I think
That's
it
what
has
it
to
is.
do with. I would say it probably has to do with access to printers who could do it at that level at a cost that is effective. That's probably it.
I think you're spot on I think you put it perfectly. I was just
They
like,
said
yeah. Okay.
mechanical printing versus digital printing techniques for today.
Okay, okay, I like that. And mechanical will obviously take more time, more labor, more money, more cost, and it's done with more care, if you will. I don't know. But then we're talking about printing and cutting. Are those considered the same things?
Mhm.
It was just interesting, right? Like I was just like, man, oh, that might be the case. But if that's the case, it's because of cost. It wouldn't be cost effective to go the route that they used to then. Not that they couldn't, it just
Mhm.
wouldn't be cost effective.
So Big Hits Card says, well, I used to work for a print house and using the cutting machine is not easy, guys. I'll be 100% with you on that. It's not perfect at all.
I can respect that, Big Hit. I can respect that. Definitely.
A lot of blades were involved.
Definitely.
But
Yeah. Yeah. But those grandiose are cut so nice though. A lot of those grandiose look tip top.
yeah, this one was good. Yeah, the edges, they
Completely
look
different
good.
construction. Yeah. Completely different sort of card. But
Terry Crews as Spawn.
Terry Crew, who's Terry Crew?
He's kind of he's a big, muscular guy, but he's very much a
Isn't he
comedian.
the comedian guy? Yeah,
Yeah.
nah, come on. Somebody joking around.
I
Yeah.
think he does like the Old Spice commercials.
Yeah. I
I'm very
like him a
much
lot. He's got a great
interested.
personality.
I'm very much interested in Werewolf by Night because for me, like leading up to Halloween, like I'm gonna want to be in that vibe and to have something that's MCU-ish, U-ish. Wow, that sounded weird. That that also is kind of Halloween theme. Like I'm very open to it. And I know that it's going to be different, but I think for the time of year, it's gonna hit pretty well.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. Um,
Yeah, you're not going to watch it, so it doesn't matter.
no. No,
Yeah.
Werewolf by Night. I mean, I don't know. Adam Latner says, loved the first Spawn movie, and the only big actor I knew was Martin Sheen. And that just reminded me, thanks for the comment, my friend. And the only what that reminded me of, John Leguizamo
The
was
clown.
the clown. Isn't that
Yeah,
something? Something to
Violator.
remember. Yeah. No, Violator. Who was Violator?
The clown turns into Violator.
Is that what happens? I forgot that. Okay.
Come on, Manu.
No, that's why I was like, who's the actor for Violator?
Yeah, the
Bad Wizard said
clown.
Manu just fell asleep. It happens, my friend. It happens. uh,
Yes, he does.
Clown turns into Violator?
That's his demonic form.
I knew that at one point in time. I promise you. But decades into the making, I have to
Yeah,
question
all these years later. If I'm wrong, somebody tell me. But like, I'm rather certain of that.
No, I think you're right. And you know what? I don't recall the cameo of McFarlane, but like it's feeling right. And now I'm gonna after this, I'll YouTube it just to watch it because that's awesome. You know what? Let's turn that into a meme and let's throw that thing all over the internet, and that should do well.
Okay, I'm correct. Thank you. Sydney is he's
Look
my
at
phone. He's my phone a friend. Him and Keith. They're like the two people I call if I need some advice about something related.
West
That's
Coast
nerdy
Avengers just divorced me. He just served me divorce papers, man. We're supposed to be hanging out Sunday night, and he said no.
Revoked.
Yeah, what are you gonna do without the flowers? What are you gonna do without the flowers?
You don't want to pollinate with you.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
I mean, it works. Synergy
works.
Fresh says, Spidey, did you pick up the new Blue Marvel Legends? So hold on just a second.
That's a yes. That's a yes. That's a yes. We'll just put this on the screen while he's gone. It's never bad to look at a 9.8 Malibu Sun 13, guys. This is I'm gonna say this is the real first appearance of Spawn. Okay. I know it's not a magazine, I know it's not a newspaper. This is comic book form. This is the real first appearance of Spawn. Just saying.
Put that up.
There you go.
We're looking at
this guy.
$24 action figure.
We're looking at this gentleman.
This is Blue Marvel. This is Adam Brazier. And
there he is.
So this is something that Hasbro does. Okay. They give you the modern costume that you don't want before they give you the original classic costume that you do want. They make you buy this first, and then they give you the one later after you bought this one that you do want. Oh, you were doing that to woo West Coast Avengers back. It worked.
Yes. But also I want to say, I just like announcing these things. This one sold also. This one's gone. This one actually just got to me 3 days ago, and it's going out like tomorrow.
Already, wow.
Yeah, this one's. But I would, it's out of here. Yeah. So anyway,
it's gone.
It's gone. I did well on it, so I said bye.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
Oh, so Marvelous is calling me out. He's saying, but you didn't even know that Bishop is his main, talking about Keith. I had no clue that Bishop, like, I guess this main character he collects. I thought it was X-23.
Oh,
I haven't heard anything about Bishop.
All right, couple cool McFarlane things for anyone. I've been tempted with the signing stuff. Oh, guys, look, there's more. There's a new Raw Malibu too. We'll see how this one does once I decide to start grading. We got a new Raw one, a nice clean one. Got to be careful with that. I haven't
be
fully
very
inspected
careful.
it.
Don't be the reason it doesn't get a 9.8. Hey,
Man,
real quick,
devastating.
before you show the next one.
Yeah.
I want to say that Jaya Rock, is that right? Jaya Rock. How'd you say that?
I would say Jaya Rock.
Jaya Rock. Catching your live show for the first time and watching your previous shows at all hours of the night with my newborn.
Oh,
well, that is awesome.
Nice.
Man,
that's really great.
I hope we help put the newborn to sleep. That'd be great.
Yeah, we put people to sleep all the time. And congratulations on the newborn, my friend. That's awesome.
So for me, when my girls were young, I would watch the Lakers because they're West Coast. So for me, they were coming on like at 10:30, 8:30, West Coast time. And I would tell my wife, hey, I got the first shift. You go to bed. And I would watch Kobe and Shaq and then go to sleep. And then she would get up in the morning shift.
There you go.
I didn't have YouTube. So that was it.
You said, I didn't have you. And I was like, oh yeah, you didn't have me then.
You are YouTube. Nope, neither one. But please keep showing these. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So this is 90s Spider-Man poster book. Now I have my childhood copy of this book, and it's not high enough grade. I've also had a signed copy, McFarlane signed copy. I think it was a 9294. I've sold that. I don't remember which it was, but it was the highest graded signed. Guys, I really want, if I'm not going to submit to this signing, so I'm going to sell this. I want someone to put this as a 9.8 on the census sign. So this is going to make it onto my story in the next few days. Someone's going to grab it for the low because this is a 9.8 candidate, and I'm not going to submit it. Wow. But I think this book deserves to have a signed 9.8 up there. Look how dope this is. So anyway, big magazine size, 90s.
You got a lot of great images. And I like the angle that this version of the ASM 300 is. It's like he's more turned.
Yeah, it's almost like a flatter line. His bottom, is.
And you get, is that more web? Do you get more actual web across the cover?
I mean, where's my 300s? There.
Yeah,
maybe.
Let's do a look.
All right, I'll be right back.
Don't damage anything.
No,
all right, while you're doing that, I'm gonna look at that. So Keith says, here it is. Can't have everyone knowing my PC pieces. Yeah, you don't want everybody going after your stuff.
He said PCP.
He did. He said PC pieces.
No, just
PCP.
okay, so
You know me.
I the closest thing I had was like a 300. I have obviously they're here, but whatever.
Like a
Um,
300.
because this is the weight variant, the 8-bit variant, so it's made
Yeah.
like a video game. Oh,
Yep.
which is actually appropriate because the Mario Brothers movie is coming out April 6th,
Does
and
that have
they've
you
made some
excited?
announcements today. Oh yeah, I really am. So it looks like the same amount of webbing, just a little bit of a different angle, and it's colored in darker, so it looks like
Okay.
more. Because even the top web here, it does go through the title and out of the page, which is what that one does as well. So
You
the
know, I should have
identical
just laid
image.
out my comic cuts to check
Who wants this, guys? I might give this away for free. We're gonna figure this out. And
tonight.
do you? No, not tonight. Like on Instagram. Do you think McFarlane would sign this? He would. Right here it says "Wait after McFarlane" because obviously it's inspired by McFarlane. But that'd
Yeah.
be an interesting book to have a Todd signature on.
I don't know. Is it he has to have made money from it for him to sign it?
No, he doesn't have to have made money from it. He just has to be involved. But anything that he blatantly was cut out of, like his signature and name wasn't
Mhm.
on, he won't sign it. And that's why he's mad at the remastered books that Marvel put out because they didn't talk to him about it. They don't have to, but they didn't even put his signature on the covers. So he's like, no, guys.
Big
And
Hit says yes, he will sign it. So does Blanca. She's
cool.
backing him up.
There we
Next
go.
Level Collecting said, sure, I'll take it.
All right, meet me on Instagram. We'll figure out a fun way to make that happen, my friend.
This is a great question. Swish Rips ask, have you seen the old Mario movie? Manu?
Yes,
That's a lot of
yes.
M's. Have you seen the old Mario movie, Manu?
Yes, I have. I was much younger when I saw it, of course, and I actually enjoyed that movie. I've watched it multiple times. I remember the weird slimy city, the weird small head dinosaur people that everyone gets mad at me because I forget their names. Goombas, I don't remember what they were. But yeah, I definitely remember that movie. I'm super excited about anything Mario's related. I love Mario's. I love Mario
Are you
stuff.
excited about Chris Pratt playing?
I mean, I don't really know what his voice sounds like, so yeah, I guess. As long as I mean, I'm sure they casted him well. He's gonna do a good job, or else that would suck.
He's
You know,
hilarious, but he's not Italian.
I mean, he's an actor though. You know
Okay.
how many people I grew up thinking were British and they're not?
No, it's probably more how many people you thought were American were actually British.
You're actually right. I was almost gonna correct myself too, but I was like, whatever, the statement's still the same. You're right. It's how many
Yeah.
people I thought were American and they're British and they're really great at being
Oh,
American.
good. How's it even
Wow.
possible? I can't even
And I
fake my
can't do
accent.
an English accent for like I just can't and I want to so badly. Like how awesome would it be to own that accent?
Yeah. Dio6 says, I get my Black Widow Divas PSA Gem Mint 10. Pop one on Saturday. Congratulations, man.
Say it again.
is
He gets
awesome.
his Black Widow Diva PSA Gem 10 pop. I'm excited about that. Congrats.
Totally. Let's see. Manu says, saw the original Mario movie, but can't remember he fell asleep. That's what happened.
I was younger then. I used to actually watch the movies still.
My dad said, send the Spawn book with me and I'll get it signed for him.
All right, deal. Leon, to the new address, right? To the address that we established is the receiving address.
Right.
Right.
West Coast Avenger says Goombas sounds like a Super Mario Sopranos.
Someone said Koopas. You put that up there? He said Koopas. No,
Koopas.
Koopa was just the name of Bowser. Like I grew up with calling him Koopa, King Koopa. And then later on, like someone started calling him a sophisticated name of Bowser. And I was like, that's wild. I just thought he was Koopa. Wait, am I wrong? Do they call him King Koopa because the other things were called Koopas and he's the king of them?
I think like Koopa is the species and his name is Bowser.
Green Thumb, Baden's Green Thumb. My Instagram name is the 9.9 Newsstands. Oh yeah, so it whatever's appearing right there is the name, but without spaces. So the 9.9. The point is there, but no spaces. Thank you. I'll see you there.
Yeah, I think it's that they're Koopas and his name is Bowser.
Koopa Troopers. I never knew they were called Koopa
Koopa
Troopers.
is turtle in Japanese.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Our IQ is going up. I'm like from a 78 to a 79.
I love it. I will take this education all day over the baseball stats. Like this. is actually satisfying my soul.
Yeah, it is. But what do you think about Yoshi? Have you seen anything with
I
Yoshi yet from
love
the new one?
Yoshi. No, I haven't seen anything about the movie at all. I love Yoshi. I love Yoshi, dude. Yoshi's so dope. The Mario just feels great to me. And you watch like you play these Mario games, any of the consoles, like those big green friendly hills in the skies and everything's just such a good feeling. Makes me happy.
even the like the pits, like the basement, where all the fire is and you got to run through it.
Yeah, it's cool because the music every time you enter one of those levels, if you will, like it's all just
All
I
right, so
love
question:
Mario stuff.
what is the greatest Mario game of all time?
I'm gonna go with see, I'm just keep it real with you. The greatest of all time is
Mhm.
for the first Nintendo system, number one, Mario 1, because of what it is. Like it's Mario goes this much on the screen, it can't go back once you go too far, right? But Super Mario World for Nintendo 64, what a revolutionary game where you could now you're all over the world, you can go any way you want, up view, this view, and everything's like
Yeah.
3D looking. That's man.
All right, we got Mario 3. Mario
Game
3,
Boy.
hold on. Mario 3
Mario 3 was
introduces
good, man.
the beaver tail or whatever it was.
Oh, what? You weren't able to fly before that? You're right. Mario 3. Mario 3 might be the best one.
I think so. I think so. But
Yeah.
I am in 64 Super Mario Brothers. I remember my dad bought an N64 and we opened up Christmas and he's like, "That's it." And we're like, "No, Dad, there's something behind the tree, like back there." He's like, "No, that's
Yeah.
nothing. That's nothing." And then finally pulls it out in 64
Oh,
Super Mario
that's
World.
awesome, man.
Oh, it was great
That
stuff, dude.
dude, are you feeling what I'm feeling right now? Like I'm
I think
actually
so.
imagining the package for the video game, like the nostalgia on Mario.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was great stuff, man. I loved it.
Wow.
And that's where you get Yoshi for the first time, right? Super Mario World?
I think you're right. I do
Yeah.
think you're right. I do
Hold
relate
on.
him more with yeah.
Up, down, down, A, B, select, start. 100 free lives.
Is that right? Was that the
I
cheat code for
don't
that?
know.
Oh
I tell you
shoot.
what, probably like the proudest moment of my mom with hold on, we'll get there. We'll get to that.
You saw
So
which one had my jaw drop. I was like,
I did.
what?
I did. So we have a Nintendo, stick it in the
Yeah.
refrigerator.
I learned the
But my
fridge thing from you. I didn't know that until you
oh yeah, well, I
brought it
mean,
up.
that's what we don't know. That's my mom would play it a lot. She was really good at it. But she learned how on level 3, is it level 3, where the turtles are coming down the steps where you jump on the flag, where you could jump on the
Y-
turtle
Yeah, yeah,
and get the
sure.
point that would give you the lives.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. When you
Like,
hit the turtle, you get a little ding.
yeah, but it would get stuck and it would just sit there and keep bouncing on it over and over and over again and give you like 99
That
lives.
I didn't know that.
Man, when
I
my
never knew that
I'm
hack.
like in second grade, I'm looking at my mom like, how did you do that?
How did she
Oh,
learn that? How did she know that?
man, I was super impressed. I have no idea because we were like in the middle of nowhere.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, it
Oh,
keeps
Mario
bouncing.
Kart was
Infinite
so
lives.
dope.
Oh, you know what?
Wow.
Ooh, that was tough. Mario Kart May. Ooh,
You
I
don't
loved
like
Mario
Mario
Kart.
Kart?
No,
Oh my
It
goodness.
might top Super Mario World.
No, no, we won't consider that a Mario. That's his own thing. That's his own thing.
Is
We're
it
not
really?
going to consider that. Yeah, we're not going to consider that like a Mario Brothers game where you're sitting by yourself and beating levels and things like that. Mario Kart, we'll just call that a party game. Different thing. Unpopular opinion: Sonic 3 greater than all Mario.
Hey, we ain't playing that Sega crap here. Might as well be a DC fan.
Pancake. What just happened, Pancake? What?
No.
You know what? I'm gonna keep it real though. Sonic's awesome. I don't put him above Mario, obviously, for me, obviously, but Sonic's awesome. Tails was his sidekick, right? The fox, his name was
Yeah,
Tails. He
something
was
like that.
awesome. Sonic's dope, but dang. I was always Nintendo over Sega. Like when Nintendo 64 came out and Sega came out with Dreamcast, I had a
Yeah.
Dreamcast, but an N64 wasn't even a disc and it still beat everything for me, you know?
My friend who I thought was rich had the Sega channel though.
That Sega Channel?
Yeah, like you paid a monthly subscription, you got access to a bunch of games.
I didn't know that. I
Yeah, the
didn't even know
Sega
that was a
channel.
capability then.
Yeah, and we would play like Earthworm Jim on it all the time.
Earthworm Jim. Earthworm
Yeah.
Jim.
But so
Oh, to be a kid.
Big Hits card says N64 was a complete failure in Japan. They actually kept
Yeah,
producing Japan only titles for the Nintendo 64 after the Super
for the
Nintendo
Super
after the
Nintendo.
because they hated it so much. We didn't hate it.
That's yeah, that's so insane for me to even read. Like I had no idea how is that even possible?
Hmm.
And wow, thanks for sharing that tidbit. Crazy.
Oh yeah, GoldenEye that was good.
Man, I'll
Middle
tell you,
school,
dude, the TV, 13 inches, the one with
hmm
the VCR built in,
same. There you
me
go.
and four friends on this thing, Cheetos in one hand, some sort of
Twizzlers in
sour
another.
sticky can. Yeah, Twizzlers in another, Slurpees all over the place.
Uh,
And we're just in a dark room playing all night long. Man,
no,
GoldenEye was great.
I was more of a Mortal Kombat kid than GoldenEye.
Yeah, sure. Sure. You know what happened the other day? I saw the back of a comic book. I think I was just like looking at a comic book that I was bagging and boarding, and the Mortal Kombat advertisement was on the back, and it hit me with the nostalgia. And in that moment, I had a thought. I was like, even though I wasn't the biggest like combat, game sort of like GoldenEye was different for me. GoldenEye was more tactical and more kind of cool and mysterious.
Yeah.
And so even though I didn't play a lot of Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat and stuff, all it takes is 30 years for the nostalgia to be so significant regardless.
I'm telling you.
Because I saw the back of that book and I was like, wow, that's cool.
Wow. Oh man, I had the Mortal Kombat soundtrack. Mortal Kombat. Dun, 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 dun,
Oh,
dun, dun, dun.
it was a
Oh, it's
dope
good
game,
stuff.
man. Finish him and all this stuff. Like it
Mhm.
was pretty crazy. Yeah.
So Adam says, in my opinion, Sega. Wait, IMAO. What does that mean?
In my in my in my
Anyways,
I don't know.
Sega
Yeah.
may as well
No,
be a.
laughing my ass
Oh,
off is what
okay.
that means. That's not even in my opinion.
Well, that's all, folks. May as well be a DC fan.
Oh,
What
that's funny.
are your biggest chase cards in the Marvel Metal set? What are the SSP cards you pulled that hurt? That hurt, example, Orange Kangaroo. Oh, what are the biggest cards that I pulled that hurt? Yeah, I pulled a turquoise kangaroo. I pulled red PMG of basically every character I didn't want. I pulled some nice oranges, so I can't say that. Yeah, probably, this isn't mine, but cards like this one. Oh,
This isn't mine. And
this one, like the red PMG Uncle Ben.
oh, okay, yeah.
So,
I want to talk to you about your orange Venom.
yeah, talk to me about it.
I mean, all I know is that you got one coming. I want to know more. What'd you trade for it? How'd that get down?
Yeah, that's so I traded two cards. The red PMG Ghost Spider and red PMG Doctor Strange for it.
Cool,
Mhm.
cool. And got the out of 25 Halloween edition
Yeah.
McFarlane High
So
Series Venom.
so if the mail works right and I get it in the mail tomorrow, I'm taking it to New York Comic Con. What do you think
Yeah,
about me getting that card signed by Todd?
I think yeah.
I'm not sure I
I think yeah.
understand.
Oh,
Siri said, I'm not sure I understand.
I think yeah. I think that's why not?
Because some people say it's numbered and I shouldn't do it.
I mean, it's still going to be numbered. It's going to be signed by Todd then and numbered. So I think
So I
that's
was
better.
thinking, I was like, everybody's gonna get the high series Venom signed, like that's easy. Lots of people are gonna do that. But how many people are gonna get an out of 25 orange signed? And it's not just about like adding value to the card. Because I actually think getting an out of 25 signed can actually lower the value, you know?
I'm sure you could find one person that doesn't think it's going to lower the value, and then you'll be fine. But are you saying get it signed and not have it slabbed and
Oh no, get
recognized
it
as a
graded and
signature?
everything. Yeah.
Okay, so it's going to be
I want that
yeah,
whole
the
look.
signature.
I want that label, the yellow scroll, the Todd, and I have the orange card graded. Yeah, I want the whole thing.
I mean, I personally I mean, I would love to have this debate. If someone has a reason, I mean, I know what you just said in terms
Mhm,
of some people think that it would devalue the card. And there are certain things that I do think that way about. But I
mhm,
can't imagine if the signature ends up looking good, that it could devalue the card. That's just a strange thought, right? The image is created by McFarlane. We love it as the first Venom image of all time. How
mhm.
could the creator's autograph, granted it should be done tastefully and look good, how
Mhm.
could that take away from the appreciation of the card? To me, if it's done well, only enhances
I
it.
can I think I can answer the question. It's because historically speaking, Marvel card collectors are set collectors.
Mhm.
And so by getting one of a numbered card
It's
signed
not part of the set anymore.
it doesn't make it chaseable. If you had if 25 were for sale and you were building a set, you would buy the non-signed one, right? So
If you were building the set, yeah.
I think the question ultimately becomes from a value standpoint, if we're going to keep it in that domain, how many people love Todd McFarlane and want to add to their Todd Venom collection that don't really care about building the orange set? You see what I'm saying? That would
Sure.
go ahead.
No, that's what I'm saying. There's not there's enough people that don't care about having the entire set that will appreciate the card. Like
Maybe.
it would be a matter of how much that card ends up being worth. But if the card's not, out of the reach of so many people, I might appreciate that card. I mean, you know what? Either way, I
Mhm.
appreciate both sides of that argument. I don't have a strong feeling for any. I'm just saying, like, it's odd that someone would be so against it, but I respect it if they are.
Mhm.
Scandell Scandell said the same way Stan Lee's autograph devalues many books. I have yet to come across a book devalued by a Stan Lee autograph. So I do want to have that conversation
Well,
because,
I mean,
yeah.
I think when he signed something that he clearly wasn't really a part of, maybe.
Here's the way I look at it. Stan Lee's a part of everything that's ever come out of Marvel. He's Stan Lee.
Okay.
I feel like his blood runs through everything Marvel, but that's me personally.
Even if it
But I
doesn't,
talked to,
that's perception. Even if it doesn't, that's perception.
yeah, and that's how I look at it. Like, that's Mr. Marvel, man.
Hmm.
you know and so that's how I look at it. But like, I just want a hard example, like, because Scandell's a smart dude, and like,
Oh, super.
which yeah, which books have done that? Like, if you put two books on the table in front of you, and one's, verified, signed by Stan, all things considered being the same, who's gonna not take the Stan one?
I mean, especially since you can't get it anymore. Like it lives in a
Who's
different
who
place. I I don't know. I'm with you. I think Stan Lee's signature improves things. I think most comic collectors that are Marvel fans would want at least one Stan Lee signature of a book in their collection, as a part of it. Um, I think that I think that my hope is that I'm going to get to meet Todd and he's going to sign a card and I'm likely going to have the only one like that signed. And that's
I
really
think
the
so.
only thought about it.
Symbiote by nature, what's up, my man? Two comments from him that I want to read. One, Todd is going to be at the CGC booth at NYCC, so it's perfect, right?
Yep.
Witness signature and Todd label. Perfection.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And then also, I love that there's every opinion here. Well, there's only two opinions, but I love that so many people have the different opinions. It
Mhm.
devalues it, it makes it even better. I love that it's torn because that's healthy. That means there's obviously enough people to appreciate it for it to appreciate, and enough
Yeah.
people to not like it to collect what they do like. And that
Yeah.
actually is perfect. But then he says here, and I want you to answer this: what color would you choose for the signature, Justin? Metallic silver? That's He's asking that, but what color would you choose?
I mean, like I don't have the card in hand, so in fairness, I've only seen the photo of it. But I
Yeah,
wonder what it would look like to have like if he actually had like a white pen, how that would look.
yeah. So
Uh,
I don't.
yeah,
This is obviously not the card, but we know what Venom looks like in the card. So
yeah.
man,
It
white would look
either needs to
good.
be white or it needs to be silver. I don't maybe gold.
I'm going to tell you what, from my experience, and I have very little signature experience. I have
Hmm.
plenty of things signed, but I have very little getting it signed myself.
Hmm.
But the Sienkiewicz signing for the
Hmm.
Maximum Carnage book, I did. I elected to have one signed in silver and one in white. And let me tell you, nothing beats the white. Here's why. The white is bright and white no matter the light. I didn't mean for all of that to rhyme. I'm so
Whoa,
sorry.
drop
That was
it,
weird.
man.
The silver, you
Run
can
it back
only see
again.
it 30. I forgot it. The white is bright in every light. In any
There we
case,
go.
the silver, you can only see it 30, 40% of the time. If you catch it in
Yeah.
a shadow, it ain't even there. You have to
I
have the
want-
light hitting it for it to be there.
I'm with you. If I can get it in white, I think that would be my preference.
That'd be sick. Because Venom is on there, black and white.
Bam. Like,
Bam. Get
and,
that
and,
die signed, man.
and show the chest, Venom chest, not your shirt.
Yeah.
No, in your card. Your card that you just showed us.
White would actually look amazing. Manu is right. Thank you, my friend. I mean, silver, like, I'm not saying silver's not. It is, but I just get disappointed with my book signed in silver when you're like taking a picture and the signature don't show up because there's no lighting hitting it directly, you know, making the metallic
So show the
pop.
card again. Can you show the card again?
Yeah, of course, of course.
Yeah, so as long as he stays in that thigh area and white, man, I think that would look really good.
I agree. And it wouldn't be a huge signature. It's not going to be overwhelming. It's going to
I
be
don't want him to be all
edition.
over the card.
No.
No, I just want him to sign it.
Damn. Bro, it's going to be good. I like it. Where did Scandell go? I thought he was going to argue with me. He didn't argue with me. He left his comment and then left.
Ryan said, I'd argue there are more non-set collectors than there are set collectors, but set collectors tend to be more active and bigger buyers.
And have a louder opinion. There you go. We said it. And so that but you know what? Whatever. But that's
Sid, love you, man. Good night.
Oh, good night, my friend. Good night. Scandell's in here. He said, be sure to go. Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't have them here, but I actually have it all pre-cut out. So
So you did a window bag for your card.
I did a window bag, and then I took painter's tape and I put it along the edges, so he doesn't have to try to see where it starts.
Yeah.
So he can stay in between that window and not actually sign over the sleeve.
Beautifully done. Are you going to go so far as to also do a cut maybe into a card saver and have like this double barrier of window bagging?
It's going to be in the card saver as it travels, and I'm going to pull it out and hand it to him.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
That would, that could be, I don't know. I do have an Instagram. It's Spidey Hits, Jordan.
Yes, indeed.
Just got an Instagram account. Spidey Hits.
Oh, and wait, just got an Instagram account to follow you. Oh, thank you, my friend. After I'm off of the stream and have some dinner, I'm gonna hop over there and follow you back and catch up with you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So just so people know how I did it, let me give you an example. So I took a penny sleeve and laid it over the card, like so.
Why am I so close to the screen? What am I doing?
And then I kind of decided where I want it, and I just highlighted without hurting the card here. And then now I took the sleeve and made a small incision. And then I took a pair of scissors and cut it out. And then I took tape and I just put painter's tape, along those lines and put the card back in it so that they can see the window.
Oh, I love it. So Justin, make sure that with the color of marker pen you want him to sign you test it out on regular cards you have multiples on and make sure it doesn't bleed. That is great, dude. You should because you're going to bring him the pen.
I should bring him the pen? Oh, I'm asking that question.
I think you should. And I think Blanca will agree. You should. And so it's time to start experimenting with pens. And that means you have to go
tell me what kind of pens.
Go to Godly Comic. Well, Blanca might have opinions, but go to Godly Comics, comic book, Godly Comics, his page. He did, for comic books, he did comparisons about pens and stuff. That might be helpful here, though.
Yeah. I need to look at that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, thank you, West Coast Avengers. Would you have a green pen? No, man, I ain't having no green PMG sign. Are you crazy?
What the heck?
No, that is absolutely not. That's ridiculous.
Manu, check your messages on Instagram. I will as soon as I'm off of the stream. Thank you very much, good sir. Got to sign Venom's package. You got to. You know what I thought would be funny? Like take one of the less valuable ones,
Yeah.
do the signature, do your own version of it, and be like,
Like,
Todd.
and then slide it to Todd.
Yeah,
And,
this is exactly what I need
what
from
if I do
you.
it like perfectly? He's like, how did you
Right?
do? I probably could do it pretty well, to be honest with you.
Dude, what if you submit it and they get confused and you get a verified label? A signature series label? Oh my gosh, what a conspiracy.
Let's not do that. I don't want to be a
Oh,
part of
big
that.
hit. Does CGC authenticate signatures? Some graders won't do that. They do not, but if they witness it, well, then, it's part of their signature series program. But if you submit a signature to them, they will just say that someone wrote on it and either degrade the grade for you or give you a green label that just says qualified.
Yep, that's right. But
Also, once he signs it, let it dry for 1 to 2 minutes. Blanca is bringing the good points, man.
he's doing good.
Yeah.
If it's a pack pull signature, it gets a blue label.
Oh, yeah, that's correct. I was talking about comics. I do apologize. Cards have that nuance. Ash Gonzalez says, I would get it in gold to match the background. Ash, you probably know this. Justin's actually having his orange out of 25 signed. I just had these handy, so I was using these as examples. That's all.
Yeah, so this got a blue label because it's a pack
How
pull
sick
signature.
is that? Was that a pristine or a perfect?
It's a pristine. It's got 195, centering 95.
It's sick.
What if I
It's
got
sick. It's
Todd to
beautiful.
sign the label, the outside of this slab?
Please do it. Please do it, and then just record it. I'm telling you, slab signing, dude. I would do. I listen. For some reason, slab signing sits so well with me. Obviously, comic books have more real estate. It's dope, but slab signing sits so well with me. And which one of my friends was I having this conversation with the other day? I don't remember. But if you don't like it, if something goes wrong, re-slab it.
I know. That's what I want to talk about. This is not just a slabbed card. This was slabbed before CGC ever announced they were grading Marvel cards. This is a test slab.
Is that the one that actually says that on the label?
No, there's only one CGC card that says first ever Marvel card graded, and that belongs to the Marvel expert, Fausto.
Okay. Oh, right.
But
so that brings me to this.
Yeah. These were used in the promotion. This is in the promotional video to announce that they were grading Marvel cards.
And so do you recognize that as significant for your own personal emotional satisfaction, or do you think there's some value associated with that?
I think long term I'll have this, which is the proof of these cards that were graded prior to the release.
So there is some evidence to that.
Provenance, is that the word?
I think so. Yeah,
something like some fancy word like that I don't know.
It is provenance. I have no idea which one it is.
Provenance.
Yeah, that one.
Say it fast.
That one.
So yeah, I mean, I think it's actually very significant. I mean, imagine like this is a huge card. It's not like the biggest card ever, but it's a big card,
No, I brought that up because I didn't know you had that paperwork. If you don't have the paperwork, you just have to constantly tell someone the story and hope they buy it.
And then also put like the video up, because it is in the video and you can look at the cert number. So there's actual promotional items where they took imaging and you can see it in the background. So there's other places like you can verify it. But yeah, I think
since that's so cool, maybe you don't have that one signed. Because that story with it is cool, and that's reasonable, right?
I agree.
Any other card, if someone signs it, it doesn't look good, re-slab it.
Just re-slab it. Gotcha.
If you're done with it, re-slab it.
Not if it's witness though, because you can't re-slab a witness signature, can you?
Well, why not? You could rehold their witness book. You're going to send it back to CGC to get it re-signed.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Absolutely.
Oh,
nice question though. Nice working through that whole thing. Yeah.
Oh, we had a lot of questions here.
I love it. Let it
try. What is this? POSCA paint pens? Can I get that at Hobby Lobby? Is that a Hobby Lobby thing? Making the note now.
Oh man, and I want to say something about Godly Comics real quick. This is Comic Book Talk, friends, and I'm going to get the details wrong because I don't know everything about this book, but I know a lot of people here appreciate it. So, and I'm going to get details wrong about the convention. D23, that's a Disney-powered convention, right? It just happened. In 2019, there was a D23. I think it was 2019, and there was this beautiful comic book, this limited comic book that was available there. There was a color version where Spider-Man meets Mickey Mouse for the first time, and it's a hugely popular book, very sought after, has a nice price tag associated with it. Cool
Beautiful
book.
cover.
Absolutely beautiful cover. Would not mind one or many in my collection. I don't have any.
Same.
Black and white version, apparently, there were 25 of them. They were given out by a head honcho at Marvel. I forget his name already. An important, significant person.
I need better friends.
You're well on your way to having the best of friends, my friend. and then our friend through it was meant to be. He had one, and he kept it for many years until the opportunity to get it signed by the artist and that head honcho at Marvel, whose name I constantly forget.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's signed by the artist and the head honcho, and there's only 25 of these. Between 10 and 15 of them were graded. There are a few floating around that haven't been graded yet. He ended up with a 9.9. The only one. D23, double signed by the person that initiated the project, essentially, and distributed, responsible of handing out the 25 copies, the only 25 that exist. Hugely popular, sought after book, Mickey Mouse and Spider-Man, double signed, 9.9, the only one on the census. Arguably, well, I don't think another 9.9 double sign is going to happen.
For a second. Okay. So it's a comic book. So that's collectible, right? It's Spider-Man. That's collectible. It's Mickey Mouse. That's collectible. It's Disney. That's collectible. But it's also a Disney limited exclusive, like insanely limited. And that's collectible.
25 copies.
Only 25 copies. But then you add on top of that condition rarity. So you have, you have absolute scarcity and condition rarity. And this is we're making this important. It's not important. We're making it important. But it's the first time Mickey Mouse meets Spider-Man, and it's showing that marriage between Disney and Marvel, which we're going to look at. It's going to mark a period of time in history for us.
Yes.
That is a huge book.
It's a huge book. Like it's for anyone in the chat that's hearing this and saying like, "Oh, I get it."
Right.
Dude, it's dude and dudettes. It's way bigger than like what the initial thought of it is. Like, that's a huge book, and I'm very happy for our friend.
It has a lot
massive congrats.
It has a much bigger potential buyer pool, in my opinion, than just a Spider-Man book.
It limits who can afford it, but it definitely opens up how many people want it, because that book, if it transact, it's gonna be big. So that's really cool. Really happy for him, man. Like that, and he loves
where you sold that would matter, and the way it got advertised would matter, though.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Because you gotta, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Very true. So shout out Alex, Lex, Godly Comics. Good on you, man.
Wait, this Godly Comics comic book, or he told the story?
Yeah, it was Godly Comics comic book. So it ties in perfectly.
How about earning your name?
Yeah, and also when he announced that when he had to put his Instagram post up, he even talked about which kind of pens he used for the signatures.
Oh, I'm checking out. Everybody check out Godly Comics.
Godly Comics, man. And tell him we sent you. Tell him we say hi. Give him a virtual hug. The guy is great.
Wow. That is incredible. Okay, we got a couple other comments here. So first of all, Blanca is going to send me a DM. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that.
Very cool.
Swish Rip says, I'd rather have a Wayne Gretzky auto on the slab of his rookie card than an authentic autograph rookie card of his.
I like it, Swish. I like it.
It sounds like he's wanting to preserve the card while still having the experience.
Very fair compromise to what I was saying earlier in the conversation we're having about the collectors that wouldn't want to, interfere with the card, and me being like, oh, go sign the card. That is the beautiful in between. Have your card in its original state, protected, unaltered, unaffected, and have that beautiful signature on the slab. Make a video of it while they're doing it. You have all the, it's verified. The guy signing it, you made a video of it. That's verification.
Yeah.
I
I
love
think you and I
perfect.
talked about why this might be the future for comic books to be signed that
Yeah,
way.
yeah, yeah. Dude, I'm so into it. There's not a single thing. My goodness, like for instance, um, this. I mean, I should use my copy as an example, but I mean it's
Mhm,
the same thing. Whatever. Like this book here. This is sick to have signed by McFarlane, of course.
mhm.
I would view a slab signed one the same as a yellow signature series, as long as
Right.
there's a video confirming it, because that's witnessed.
What if in that label there was a spot for him to sign?
I remember you and I had this conversation. You were saying something about the label. That part I haven't. I don't know. For me, like I still want him to write all over,
The
the
book.
with the book, but on the slab, right?
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, that no, I don't know. I have a disconnect there. That's a personal thing though. That's just like it hasn't registered with me. Like I still want it to be on the
I
book.
think I hear what you're saying. It's like that would require a lot of manufacturing. Like he has to sign the label and then it goes in the book, but it's not really part of it, the whole book. You would rather the book be graded and
I
encapsulated and it's
I don't
thing,
care
but he
about the
signed that
label.
thing.
Why is the label signed?
I'm just saying like they could create a spot for it and that could be where they sign.
No, I know, but then you know what happens to me? That
What's that?
makes the label like
That's what I'm
a,
saying.
a
That's
thing.
I think that's my point. Like you would rather the book be done and graded and it is the thing that he
Yeah.
signed.
But for some reason I feel like if you sign the slab over the book, I don't know why I feel so good about that, but I don't feel great about like having a signed label. I don't know why.
I'm with you.
It's really different. It's a
But
weird
how do you
thing
witness
that I
it?
have to being the having the label the case signed.
Yeah.
Oh, I would walk up to Todd and I'd be like, "Please
No,
sign
no,
this," and
no.
I would make a
But then how
video.
do you prove it to someone else?
There's a video. It's going to be uploaded to YouTube. I'm not going to sell the book 10 million times. I got to send a video to one person. He's got to say, "Yeah, that's Todd in the video." It's not that difficult. It's not going to be on a census, but that doesn't matter because everyone knows the census is very low for this book.
Got you. I
I'm
don't know.
removing some of the significance from the grading company because we as human beings have eyeballs and we can watch a video of someone signing a book.
Got you.
You know, it's the
Hmm.
9.9. What does he have to prove? I love you, GTM, Tony Soul, my man. That was
Oh
funny.
gosh.
Spider Punk or Peter Porker. I saw a Peter Porker out of 99 go for way lower than I thought it would because I thought, you guys had me like believing there were so many collectors going crazy over him and it went for like $70. I'm like, dang. But I guess it was out of 99. It wasn't it wasn't the Rave. Is that what they're called? The Rave
Yeah, so the Rave is out of 100.
Z Force?
The
Oh, that was and the
Amazing Rave is
Super.
out of 62. The Spectacular Rave's out of 25, and the Super Rave is a one of one.
And that's what confused me. I think this was 25 out of 99. So I thought it was the out of 25. And then it sold for
Oh,
like $75. And I was like, what the heck?
yeah. Yeah,
But it
people
was,
are
yeah.
like, I kind of wish I would have collected 100 out of 100 because they're going for what I think is such a fair price right now. Um, but I'm still after this out of 62. I got the Spider Punk recently. I've got the Venom and the Spider Man, the Spider Punk, and a number of others, Green Goblin stuff. But I'm looking to put together that full set.
Yeah. Sorry, I was reading Dave's comment here because he does have an art piece that he's never authenticated and doesn't care to. And he and I have talked about it. And I totally understand and respect that.
Mhm.
The neon blues for this Spidey metal set.
Mhm.
Those aren't numbered. What's the rarity of a neon blue?
Mhm.
Okay.
I mean, it takes 10 digital base or 10 physical high series base to create one neon. So
That's
you
what
would
it
think
is.
there's going to be hundreds and hundreds of those. But here's the thing: if you convert 10 neon blues, which is 100 of the digital or high series base, to get a neon green, you don't get to keep the blues. Did you hear what I just said?
No, say it one more time. Sorry.
You take 10 blues
Yep.
and you convert that or combine it, is what they call it. Nothing really happens, but the idea is you combine it and they give you a neon green.
Hmm. You lose all the
That
blues.
you lose all the blues.
I thought when you were doing an achievement or a trade or whatever, you're losing all of the stuff that you're converting into the other thing anyway. You are, right?
Well, yeah, but so if you have 10 physical high series and you convert those into a blue, I can't remember if I think you lose those as well. I'm not sure. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Can't remember that part actually for some reason. I haven't done EPAC at that level since X-Men Metal, and that was a year ago, October of 2021. So I didn't partake in Spider-Man Metal, so I'm doing it from memory. But those neon blues and neon greens, particularly the neon greens, people have been really serious about those. And you need to be careful on eBay. They're not PMGs. And if somebody calls it a PMG, you have to make sure it actually says precious metal gem on the front of the card. If it doesn't, and it's not numbered on the back, like, be careful.
I want a neon Leon.
Yeah, neon Leon with his shades on.
Very political of you, Scandell, or very politic of you, Scandell. What did he say? I'd like to change my stance on the signing. Oh, this is what Scandell said. I'd like to change my stance on the signing. I've put some thought into it. Personal preference is the correct answer. I'm gonna completely support that, my friend. I think that is the only correct answer. I agree.
But if it's now a 10, you can't do it.
I mean, you can. But here's where I will draw the line. A 1 of 1. I probably wouldn't. I don't know. Whatever. It's all personal preference. We don't have to.
It's all personal preference. I think 25 is like the sweet spot of you can do it and you're not damaging the hobby.
There's still 2 dozen floating around without a signature.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah.
When you get to 10, oh man, like that becomes painful.
I want to show a crazy weird book, and I want to talk about it. I'm going to be very transparent about it because we have to talk about what the future of this book is going to be.
Hey, can I address Ryan's comment because it's in the flow of the achievements? So I love what Ryan brings up. He says the blacks from X-Men Metal have tanked in price. So X-Men Metal, the blacks, when they were just as difficult as the neon greens to achieve, particularly the Wolverines and the Deadpools, Dark Phoenixes, Magnetos, those top characters. And I mean, with what it costs to achieve those, just like with Spider-Man Metal, especially the high series, I mean, those cards should be in the thousands of dollars. But I've had friends that have picked them up for $200. And I think it's a combination of a couple of things. Number one, the foiling for the blacks is not very good, and you can't really tell it apart from other cards. So it doesn't have that strong distinguishing foiling. So you know you're looking at an achievement card. That's number one. Number two, there's no transparency about how many there are. And it's impossible. They can't print the exact number that people are going to achieve. Does that make sense?
They can't. Yeah. I mean, it's
absolutely impossible. But it just doesn't exist. So at that point, it becomes a myth. It becomes a myth of how many are there? Well, so my friend says there's 30. Well, another friend says there's 40. Well, another friend says that's not possible. There's only 15. But who knows? Right. Until you get a very mature population of graded cards, you're not going to know. But even then, that's going to be somewhat difficult because now you got to check 5-7 grading companies, like not all PSA, right? So I think that's what's driven those prices down, even though what it costs to achieve them should have created a solid floor that they didn't go down. The difference in Spider-Man Metal is that the foiling is distinctly different than the base cards. And particularly for the greens, like they were supposed to be neon green. I haven't held one in hand, but it looks just mainly green to me, which makes it look like a green PMG. And so I think that Spider-Man Metal's achievements have a better chance of retaining value because people can look at it and tell what it is. Does that make sense?
Yes, I like it. Very important comment we're going to get to. J-Rock, I'm going to read this. And then, I will put my personal experiences out of this because if you and I, J-Rock, are having a personal conversation, like I would get really excited right now and I would send you 32 voice notes because yes, but let me talk about this like surface level. He said, love the Malibu. Only concern about submitting would be getting a lower grade after the signing. 9.8 down to a 9.6 would cost you $3,000. If that's important to you, that is very important to me, my friend. And what you're saying is incredibly true. And the risk is very real. And it's one of the reasons that I'm not submitting any of my 9.8 Malibu Suns to the signing. Because First, well, for my personal collection, I have graded out many 9.8 Malibu Suns. I love that book, and I just love that book, and I hope to continue to. I obviously that grows the population, the census of it, but it is not an easy thing to do. It's not growing by 20 a year or anything, so on and so forth. And so I am not sending any of them. And friends of mine that have purchased them from me, getting a barrage of voice notes from Manu is a pleasant gift. My man, you're the best. Thank you.
I was
And
sitting here thinking, like, I don't mind it. That's how this relationship started.
right? Oh, that's fantastic. And so my friends that have purchased Malibu Suns from me, they have all in the last few weeks hit me up and said, "Hey, should I send this?" And the thing is this, I have friends that have purchased multiples from me, and I told them, if you do want to take the risk, make sure you select the cleanest 9.8 that you have, because not all 9.8s are created equal. Some just look like really clean 9.6s, and a different grader would give it a 9.6. So even if no damage occurs or anything of that sort, it could just have a difference of opinion when it gets to that grader. That risk is real. And with a book like Malibu Sun, $3,000 is already significant. But the truth of the matter is, a 9.6 goes for $1,500, and 9.8s go for between $5,000 and $6,000. So there's a possibility that you're losing $4,000. And yes, the most recent comp on Heritage is $4,300. But let's talk about that for a second. Heritage is a high-end comic book auction site. Not all shoppers, including customers and friends of mine, they don't go on Heritage. They don't have Heritage accounts. Some people do, some people don't. And so the sale prior to that was $5,750, and that happened on eBay. That is a recorded, official sale. And it was $5,750. Based off of that sale, I have sold several between the range of $5,500 and $6,000. Now, someone did get lucky on Heritage one evening and win an auction for $4,300. But that comp does not mean that the book is worth $4,300, because no one's going to sell it to you for $4,300 if they know what's happening within the community of books. I most recently paid more than that for one, and I have now sold that to somebody else. So I like grading into that book, but when there's an opportunity to buy one, because I know that I have someone that would happily purchase it from me because they appreciate purchasing something from me because of the convenience that it adds to their busy schedule, then I will take advantage of an undervalued one. And so when that comp hit, I actually went out and started telling people about that comp and trying to convince them to sell me books for less. But most people were too hip. They were like, "Bro, I'm not selling you this book for $4,300 just because some guy got lucky on Heritage auction." But regardless, I digress, or that's a tangent. The point is, yeah, man, sending a book for a signing, there's that risk that the grade will drop. And that's why when the books are super important to me, the signature is not that important to me. The accomplishment is the grade in the rare book. And this is what I said the other day about this 9.6. And this is what we're going to talk about right now, right? So about this 9.6 wizard, I said this the other day, and I posed this question to our community. And I said, this is a 9.6 wizard newsstand. I do not believe there's a 9.8 of this book, and this could very possibly be the only 9.6 newsstand of this book. Right. I sold a 9.4 newsstand February of this year for $1,100, and a 9.6 of an SDCC variant just sold for $2,151. I actually value this higher than that because the survival rate of a newsstand will get, those stories are different, right? That's a different story. But I said, right now, CGC has announced that they're going to put newsstand on the label. So that would be sick. Also, this is a McFarlane cover. So it would get signed by McFarlane and have the custom label with the McFarlane scroll on it. And I thought to myself, am I really not going to take advantage of this opportunity for $120 plus shipping? Turn this into like a crazy decorated one, right? And I slept on it for a night or two, and then I decided, no, I'm not going to, because this is the accomplishment. This is what matters. We already know this book's this is drawn by McFarlane. Having him sign it is icing on the cake. This is the cake, Sending this, risking it to get a different color label and get it autographed, sure. But why? This is so substantial in itself. And if I just think about it, and it's an obvious newsstand, like Symbiote's saying here. But he said, but I would be tempted to get it reholder just to get it on the slab and the census by itself. It's not going to be on the census, my friend. They're not going to create a new census for it. That's my opinion. I might be wrong, but I don't think they're creating any new census. The books that are separated on the census, they're already separated on the census newsstand from direct because they're manufactured differently or they have a different price, so they're already separated. But anything that right now you send in to get the newsstand identification on the label, it's not going to be broken out in the census because they have no way to backtrack and organize everything that they've done. It's going to be treated, in my opinion, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but this is my opinion, it's going to be treated like a Mark Jewelers. Mark Jewelers is written on the label, but it's not broken out in the census, you know? So I think that's how they're actually going to do it.
It's not a proper census, so they can't do it.
Yeah, and Simbi and I have we have these conversations all the time. He was a big part of helping me come to my conclusion about whether I want to submit this to get signed or not, right? Because he made some really valid points. And one thing he said that almost pushed me over the top, he said McFarland in an interview has recognized that he actually appreciates newsstands and how rare they are compared to directs. So Carlos said to me, Simbi by Nature said to me, he said he might actually get a kick out of signing this. And I was almost convinced right then and there.
I know, but like, what if he signed it like, you know, Todd McFarlane and put something like Newsy or something like that on it?
I would lose my mind, dude. Like that would be, dude, stop it. But we're never going to see it happen. Like if I can't be there, witnessing it, handling it, making sure it goes well, I can't do it. So I can't, this is such an accomplishment in itself that it doesn't need all the other stuff. This is the thing.
You've made your decision, and the gambler in me is like, oh, I could take a 9.6 to a 9.8 with a Todd signature. Let's roll it out. Let's just
Would you like to purchase this and do
that? Possibly. Yeah. I'm like thinking through the math because you just told me what it's going to cost.
Well, I already have 2 offers, so the math is really easy. We could have that conversation.
Yeah. It's more of a math issue to me than it is a desire. No, 100% I would do it.
I wouldn't do it. Whoever owns it next, because someone is going to own it next. I just wanted to enjoy it, have it. It's going to someone else's collection. Whoever owns it next to do whatever. But while I own it, I cannot. I just can't do it. Nice Newsy would be great. And then sign it.
T. McFarlane.
But dude, I would forgive him if he. Man, what if he? Does anybody know? Justin, can you just tell them to do that for me, please?
Yeah. Can you? I'll get my orange signed. Nice Newsy.
My gosh.
Who's the salesman now? Oh, that's awesome.
My gosh, this is so good. So anyway, guys, also that allowed me to share this with you guys. I just
I love
the 9.4 I missed it. We're gonna get you one. Who knows? Maybe it ends up being this one, and maybe you end up turning it into
we're talking about doing some trading anyways.
Yeah, we were actually.
I mean,
you know what? We should have the conversation realistic. Like we'll have it. We'll really have that conversation. I'll tell you the 2 offers I have and what I countered, so on and so forth.
Okay, that sounds like a plan.
Yeah, because I don't know if another one exists, but that doesn't mean another one won't be made eventually.
Yeah. All right.
I would love to get the slab signed.
So I want to honor. We're not in hour 3, but we're headed towards hour 3.
Yeah.
And we said
nice.
I have a big day tomorrow. I've got a ton of work, and I have to prepare to leave for New York Comic Con. But
that's tomorrow.
Do we really want to talk about S Corp, C Corp, and LLC?
No.
Okay, good. All right.
No. But I do want to talk about another comic book. Does anyone object?
Well, West Coast Avenger says keep it going. All
right, check this out, guys. Now, people on my Instagram have seen this. That is not where I should put that. That is completely not me of me, but that's okay. So people on my Instagram have seen this, and Blanca, I'm not gonna take it out of the package. Sorry for the glare, guys. Blanca, this is gonna be funny to you because this was listed on eBay by Torpedo Comics. Okay, and so this is the back of this book, first of all, right? Yeah. This is the front. And this is called The Official Marvel Index Amazing Spider-Man 1. It's from 1985. It is a book no one cares about. It is a dollar bin book. Nobody cares, right? It's good looking. It's cool. Whatever.
Yeah, no one cares. Yeah.
That's a yellow label. It's signed by Stan Lee in 2014.
Boom.
It's signed right there, right? why is it signed on the back, and what is this back? Well, she said, oh my goodness, I remember that book. What's the Vest cover? Oh, that's Charles Vest?
Yeah.
Cool. What? It doesn't say that. It says Bior. It says John Byrne. Who's he talking? This is John Byrne cover. This is Ditko.
Yeah, that's
West Coast
Ditko on the
Adventures.
back.
Tell me what you're talking about. So here's the thing about this. This is the original version of Amazing Fantasy 15, right? The interior of Amazing Fantasy 15 is drawn by Ditko. The cover is by Kirby, and Spider-Man was created with Stan Lee and Ditko. Like, they're the co-creators of Spider-Man, right? This was the original cover drawn by Ditko, and Stan Lee just didn't like it for whatever reason. And Kirby put out the cover that we all know and love, which is an amazing cover, right? But the fact that I don't know if this is the first time this was printed, but most people assume the first time this cover was printed is this variant cover for Amazing Spider-Man number 700. Now, that's a very cool book. It's this image on the front of a recently produced Marvel book, Amazing Spider-Man 700, and it's a limited variant. A 9.8 of that book recently sold for $700, which is quite low because it's sold for more before. And there are versions of that book. I'm going to keep my mouth shut because I might be showing that on my page soon. But there are versions of that book that are very important and quite a different price point. But that book recently came out. I forget the year. Recent. This is from 1985. This is the Amazing Fantasy 15 original cover signed by Stan Lee. No one cares. I'm telling you, there are 19 on the census. They might not all be signed by Stan Lee. But even if all 19 are signed by Stan Lee, there's always only going to be 19. I paid $210 for this.
That's the price of the signature, by the way.
It was listed on eBay for $210, all included. I'm in it like $250. The blue label of this book, unsigned, auction ended yesterday at $135. Right? A blue label went for $135. I paid $100 more, and it's signed by Stan Lee from 2014, and it's the Ditko AF-15. If this isn't an undervalued treasure, guys, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
This is the real deal, this one. 19 only exists. If you find them for, like, do whatever you want with your money, but I can't imagine it's a bad decision to buy this for sub $300. There's less than 20. There'll never be more. So anyway, I wanted to share that, guys. That's sick. And it's this book.
Yeah.
Official index. Cool. There are 19 of these. So heck yeah.
Blanca agrees with you. Undervalued.
Cool. Thank you, Blanca.
So
I need to know where you got that book from.
So my
I just told you, yeah.
Places order. Sold Collectibles.
Yeah, man.
So my AF-15 comic cut is a Ditko drawing, but Kirby did the cover. Yeah.
Exactly. The interior is by Ditko. That's correct.
That's incredible.
That's amazing, man. It's so cool. Thank you, Swish. I really appreciate that. How many of them do you own? Bad Wizard, it does sound like I'm pumping something I have, the lion's share of, but I actually only own this. So if it starts selling and people start seeing a value in it, it's helping out whoever owns them, because I'm not selling it and I only own the one. But it's a good question, though.
I'm curious about this. The 1 of 1 High Series Silk, which is a great card, sold on eBay just now for $4,800. A more banged up surface, issued, scuffed edges, ding corners card you will not find. So it was in really bad shape, and it's still sold for $4,800. With 1 of 1s, is the condition just, it matters, but, and it certainly impacts what people will pay, but still $4,800 is a ton of money for an ungraded collectible, right?
Well, yeah, if somebody wants it, if a few people want it, they're not going to pass up on it because of the condition, so they got to compete still.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate that. I will say this, the 1 of 1s are not easy to search for on eBay, it seems like.
Scandell says, look at it. Yikes. Is it possible you could pull that up? Because I want to see
let's see if I can. I'll look it up, and if I can't find it, maybe somebody messages it to me. So, but let's do that real quick.
It is in the game set magic says laugh on my ass off next episode. Oh, what, getting into some S Corp and LLC? If you guys want, we can. It's actually a really interesting conversation to have, because if you're selling tens of thousands of dollars worth of stuff a month,
Yeah,
Time to
I'll
do that.
touch. Yeah, look, first of all, not a tax preparer. So,
Right.
oh my God. Sorry. It is
Oh, is it
bad.
that bad? Oh gosh.
I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it here.
Well, I can see that lower left corner. I can see all the white showing. Let's see the top.
I mean, it looks like it's chopped up. Look at those
Yeah.
edges.
Yeah, I see it.
That corner.
Dude, imagine what the back looks like then if that's the front. Oh, you
The
kind of
back may
froze.
be a
Hold
little
on one second.
cleaner.
There you go. Okay. That's interesting. Dude, that car looks so demolished.
Yeah, that's terrible.
It's like it's like shameful. It's like what the car just came out a week ago.
Yeah. Do you see that? Get that
My
focused in.
goodness.
That's so bad. How do you do
Vertical
that to a
scratch.
1-1?
Yeah. What does
So
that
the
say?
vertical
Seems like
scratch on the null, here I can show you that too. So there's a 1-of-1 null. I got the
we're
images.
all a little rough around the edges. Hey, that's true. You know what? We relate to these cards. These cards are human. All right. This is
Yeah,
for relatability.
we're
That's funny. Gone
so
through the washer and still pulling that money. It's been laundered.
can you see that dent in the surface
Heck
there on the
yeah.
shoulder?
What the heck?
Um,
Yeah, that's terrible. Wow.
I tell you what, that back is beautiful. 1-of-1.
That's a 1-of-1. Why is it that color? Wait, what color is that?
So remember with these foilings, okay? The background doesn't pick up the purple. It's the
Got it.
nameplate
Got it.
and stuff that picks it up. So
Okay. At first I thought you were showing me an orange. I was like, what the heck?
yeah, that one's getting sent back to Upper Deck, and I asked the guy if he could like pull it back. I'd trade for it
Say it
because
again.
I don't care. I don't care that it's got that on the front.
Oh, got you.
Because if you want to build the rainbow, you know, go ahead and get the 1-of-1. Start the rainbow. There's not another one, you know. But I agree. I'm not a huge fan of the fact that the purple still looks a little pinkish, depending on how the foiling takes to it. Some of them are a little more purple than pink, but there should have been something that was, a lot different about it. A lot of people associate black with 1-of-1s, but I don't know that I don't think that would have worked on that card.
A lot of people associate black.
In the sports world is what I've been told, not in the Marvel world. Well, there's a couple of cards. Like
Black what?
like opal. Is that black? Is that like a black opal?
So there's a precious metal gem that's a black precious metal gem?
No, no.
Oh, I
I'm
was
just
like, I want to
saying that
see that.
in the sports card in the card world, black is
Okay.
often associated as the more rare.
That's dope.
So that would make sense.
Kind of like the Beckett Perfect 10 is the black label, right? Or
Correct.
right. Yeah. So that's
Yep.
kind of cool.
Is a black label. Stoney says, have you ever sent a car back to the manufacturer for replacement after receiving a poor grade? Not a poor grade, but I have sent a car back to the manufacturer to get a replacement. Yes.
But his question is, if you get the poor grade, do you then say, all right, I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of the setback thing because that didn't work out for me?
I don't know. It feels
So
like
how would they
cheating
replace a 1-of-1?
with another 1-of-1 or cards of like value combined. It makes it really risky to send in a 1-of-1 because if Silk did 4,800, Null should do that as well, 4,200. In my opinion.
Yeah.
Black is off to 1-of-1. Yep.
Oh gosh.
Very
So
cool.
yeah, so I will figure out a way to give that book away because I've spoken into the world. So yeah, we'll find out a way to give this away on Instagram. It's worth somewhere between $200 and $300. Just depends on what it sells for that week. So we'll figure it out.
All right, I'm gonna show you another 1-of-1. So probably a lot of people have already seen this, but this popped up today. Oh, come on. This is the 1-of-1 Spider-Man.
I did not see that.
It's a long post about this guy that pulled it, and it's very purple. Let's see if I can know if I can make that more visible, but he said, "How do you like me now?" Timothy Mullins, by the way. "How do you like me now? Sitting in the bank, and I decided to open up a few packs, and bang, I went crazy. I want to see Marvel cards get to the level that basketball cards are at. I came over from that side, and I'm having way more fun collecting Marvel instead of basketball. To think some of the rare Kobe's and Jordans go for hundreds of thousands, with sometimes the pop being in the hundreds, is crazy. Marvel cards is the future. I think the future of Marvel will put in more influencer celebrities and even more ordinary people that are genuine collectors that enjoy these cards. However, these elite cards are rare and only a handful of people can own them. Golden, bring me an 86 Fleer PSA 10 Jordan on this." And so, I mean, I'm not signing up for everything he said, but he's obviously very excited about this, and he wants it to be priced accordingly in the sports world of what it would be priced at. Um, you know, and I don't know. I don't follow one of ones in the sports world, but it seems like there's a lot of them.
Oh man, we gotta. That's something. It's like I get it. The one of that one is the only one of that one, but you are
Yeah.
releasing 10,000 one of ones a year. I do not give a crap about your one of ones anymore. Like,
It's a little
there's too
different in
many.
Marvel. And I had somebody who's in sports try to explain to me how it's different. That you have a one of one, you have out of 10, 25, 50, 75, 100. Okay. But in the sports world, is out of one, out of three, out of five, out of seven, out of eight, out of 10, out of 25, out of 35, out of 50, out of 75, out of 100, out of 200. It's like, and then
I thought
and
Marvel was the vehicle that made it all complicated and confusing. You mean
yeah,
they do it even wilder?
yeah. And like, I'm not in it, so I'm repeating what I've been told, and maybe they were being
Yeah.
dramatic. But then you also have like multiple companies putting out these sets, and they're all doing it too. You know what I mean? It's not just, anyways. So I'm not trying to say Marvel's better. I'm just letting you know that someone has tried to explain to me that it's different,
Can I
and that
say
that's
something?
why
Because
they
it's,
like
yeah. So we're 2.5 hours in. I can
it. Okay.
say things that people won't like. Um, Especially if I'm gonna talk a little bit bad about the Spidey metal set. A little
Well,
bad.
come on.
Dude, it's just too much, man. There's too many colors.
All right. That was enough of that bad talk about Spider-Man metal.
Could anyone hear what I said? Could anyone hear it? Maybe it's good
Sorry.
that I don't. Maybe it's good that I don't repeat it. No, I won't say it.
No, you say what you got to say, bud.
What part did you hear? Did you hear any? No. Okay.
No,
Your
I
joke was good
didn't.
though. It took me a second, right? Because I thought you were making me big, and you made you big by mistake, and I was just like staring at you, like, I wonder when I'm gonna get big, and then I never got big.
Every opinion
No,
matters
but
here, and I remove you.
no, I mean, I think,
No,
I
seriously,
think,
go ahead.
I mean, just honestly speaking, like, there's enough people. I don't decide anything, right? If
Mhm.
people are buying and spending their money and excited, well, it is what it is. But at this point now, for me, it's just too much. There's too many different colors. There's too many different. It's just too much. It's not. It's just like, well, that's ridiculous. It's like, yeah, that's it. That's my opinion. Like, I
Yeah,
didn't realize there was going to be 18 colors of every card. That's kind of ridiculous, man. And then many of the colors look the same, and it's like, wow, you guys really figured out a way to get people to just spend all their money on the same thing in different colors.
I hear you. And at the same time, like having something numbered has brought, I'm gonna use Upper Deck's word, equity into the product.
Mhm.
Having it not be numbered and it's just short printed without people knowing the real numbers does not add as much equity into the product.
Correct. Correct.
And so, I kind of applaud them for saying, how can we get we can call it enough product. It's still not enough product unless you want to spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars for a box, right? But the highest numbered parallel you can get is out of 100. I
Right.
think that's I think that's important. Out of 100, out of 75, out of 50, 25, out of 10, and one of one.
And
So
then
I actually
five
think
other
that
colors that aren't numbered.
no, no. So you're referring to the golds and the grandioses.
And the neons.
And the neons, which are an achievement, which are not,
Right.
don't just give them away. I still have no neons, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I get, but I'm talking about primarily the numbered cards. So I think that's pretty constrained, given what it could be and how crazy it could be. And it's likely going to be there one day. I actually think that fast forward into the future, you're probably gonna have really high end hobby sets that are low printed and all that good stuff, but it's like, very, very expensive to buy a box. And then you're going to have the mass produced stuff that have rare cards in them, but they're going to be super difficult from an odd standpoint to hit. I think that's probably what you're going to see in the future. And we're going to look back at this time as a bit of a golden age where you got
a good thing.
I mean, I think it could be a good thing for these cards because you got rarity in every box to some degree. Does
But
that make sense?
we're saying it's the lesser of two evils.
So I guess it depends on how you view, like if you're buying the boxes, like I can see where the sealed product for this era would have the longest long-term value increase for the hobby boxes. And I don't know if that would be true in the future, but it depends on how the hobby is going to grow and where that growth is going to come from. So,
yeah. And also, in all fairness to everyone that's completely experienced with this and it makes like it's not overwhelming because you guys have been here before. This is my first time around, like and well, in anything modern. And then when I started to appreciate the 2017 and some of the more recent Marvel Masterpiece sets, I don't remember the years. What that the What If Venom? What year is that from?
that's Marvel Masterpieces, but 16, 18, and 2020.
Okay, and so I didn't realize that set was made in this way, where there's one card and then there's the metallic and the foil, the red foil, and I didn't realize that.
Well, you're now talking about 2017, not the What If.
But the What If has like 5 versions. You showed me 6 versions of it.
So you have the base,
Mm-hmm.
and depending on what tier it is, determines the numbering. The Venom happens to be out of 99, which is the rarest of the base.
Yeah.
It's a tier 4 base out of 99.
Tier 4
and then
base.
has a gold. It then has a gold sig that's not numbered.
Yep.
But people believe that it is printed at the same level of the What Ifs, which are numbered. The tier 4s are out of 50. You have 99, 50, 50. And then you have oranges, which the entire base set does not change in its numbering. They're all out of 99.
Yeah.
And then you have the purples, which is the same like the oranges. They're all out of 199.
Yep.
And then you have the out of 10 signatures. Signature for the base.
Yeah.
Signature for the What If.
Yeah.
Then you have the printing plates. And so that set's all numbered, but you can get that same image over and over and over again. Yeah. More than you can get the same image of a Spider-Man medal.
Whoa.
That's numbered.
Wow. Wait, man, I can't believe. Like, can you imagine? Like, well, look, it took me 25 weeks for that language to feel normal to me. Because you saying that to anybody that used to collect in the 90s, they're like, you made that up. That's not how they do it. You made that up. That's not true. But that's true. That's how that set is designed.
It is how it's designed because, again, everyone wants Marvel Masterpieces, right? It's a set that everybody wants to be a part of, but they don't want it to lose value. They want to keep the equity in there. It's a premium set, thick card that to pay an artist. I don't know what they paid for every piece of art, but it's, I'm sure it's like a couple thousand for each or more, right?
Sure.
Whatever it is. I'm not trying to say what it is. I don't know. It could be 10,000 each. I don't know, but it's a lot of paintings. And they can only give you 3 cards in a pack to build the value correctly. Right? So they do that by having numbered parallels so that they can have enough boxes to meet the market demand while still having enough value in the boxes. And so it's such a fine balance of how do you grow? How do you keep value there? How do you not overprint something, but yet print enough that the hobby can continue to grow?
It's very interesting. And it's very interesting. Yeah, man, it's very interesting.
So TBC
I'm not advanced enough.
Well, he says you're going to have 254 total of each image if you include the plates.
Okay.
Which is actually not a lot. In Marvel Masterpieces, you have 1 parallel that's out of 199.
And the reason we're not counting the yellows and the neons and the achievements is just and the grandiose is because they're not numbered.
Because we're keeping it in relationship to the number parallels. Yes.
To the numbered parallels. Got it. I would love to see a set just to humor me done the old school way.
Just print 350,000 of them
and put chase cards in there. And the chase cards aren't a different version of the base cards. They're chase cards, you know, and make them hard to hit and enjoy it.
They're in Spider-Man metal.
I know. But I mean, like, strip it of all of the stuff that's designed to make everybody go crazy and just make it simple.
I agree, but I think there needs to be both.
I mean, I just hope they put one of those products out there too. Like, man.
Kind of like you did with your blaster box. I mean, you hit a comic cut in your blaster box, right? It was not guaranteed. It wasn't a number parallel in every box, you know, where you knew it was going to happen.
Yeah. I took a clip of Titan Sports. What was her name? I know her name. Obviously, I'm forgetting her name. The girl that rips for Titan. Allie. There was a clip of Allie. She was ripping some spider metal, and it was blaster boxes. And then she goes, you know, oh, I think I have a gold and a yellow right here. Maybe no, but she goes, well, here's the yellows, guys, and they look like they're gold, and here's the gold, the ones that look bronze. I hope that helps. And that sums up so beautifully how I sort of perceive some of it to be senseless. Because it's like, those are like, Sketch and I spoke about that too. Like, I get it, you're building equity, but at the same time, I can't be like, oh, there was a lot of thought into that, because you didn't put any thought into stuff that obviously needed a little bit of thought. So I still feel like they're just, I do feel like, Justin, on our side of the company, that we are justifying things that even they can't believe they've convinced us are worth doing. I'm telling you the truth, man. They're sitting back laughing like, I can't believe we sold them on this.
Well, the goals look good, man. The goals look good.
Yeah, but no, I know. I mean, I get it. You know,
have you had the satisfaction of building a rainbow?
I don't even want that satisfaction.
I will tell you, it is now that I've done it, I can't not do it moving forward with sets. I've enjoyed it so much.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How many characters do you like to rainbow?
I like to pick at least one, but my ideal situation is a hero and a villain.
Yeah.
That's my ideal situation. And here's why. You know, the 90s cards, we built the set. We built the whole set, including the chase cards eventually. I mean, one of the base cards is a checklist because we were building sets, right?
Yeah.
That's not true anymore. We don't build sets. We build partial sets, but no one's going to build a master set of Spider-Man metal. It's impossible.
Yeah.
Right? It's impossible. So you figure out other ways to collect sets. And building a rainbow of a character is one of those ways. Yeah. You can do it other ways. You can collect inserts, a one parallel type. You know, there's other ways to build sets and still do it and still have that completeness feeling. Now, if your OCD is like the top level, it won't, you might as well give it up. Like, you're not gonna be able to get everything. Yeah. But I'm telling you, I really enjoy chasing the Dark Phoenix rainbow.
Oh, that's your character too. Yeah. Yeah. Stoney says, not impossible, improbable.
Yeah, you're technically right, and I just still don't think it'll ever happen.
Yeah, I mean,
because you have to collect all the one of ones.
Gosh, and so you need.
Well, Upper Deck made it impossible because you can't get all 50 Palladiums either. You can't get the Mary Jane.
But they didn't make it though.
Well, they made it and then they destroyed it.
Where are those? How many years before those mysteriously start to pop up?
Somebody stuck one in their pocket.
For sure. Chase the rainbow, then taste the
rainbow. I'm not eating my cards. Come on.
I pulled a number 76 Spider-Man green gem from ePack and sold it today to Alpha for $40,000. Everybody, give me a second. Is this Justin? Is this someone trolling me?
Well, no. I don't think so. Alpha cards only. They're friends of the channel, and they buy green Spider-Mans like they're nobody's business.
I know
40,000 seems like is a lot. I mean, I'm aware of sales of 30,000, but if he was able to get
greens out of
40,000,
10.
yep,
76 is the image that you like the best.
it is. And I would have not been able to pay 40,000 for it. So kudos to him.
Congratulate. Let me not with all the things happening in my head. Let me not overlook this part. Congratulations on that sale.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you.
Mm-hmm.
That's phenomenal, my friend. I am very happy that what you did. Yeah.
Oh, no, sorry, my brain was going. Should have waited till you to finish. Huh? Well, I'm just curious. Wavegenius.com. Are you going to put any of that back into Marvel cards?
I got quiet, like as if he was going to answer the question vocally. He'll answer soon. That's a good question.
Yeah, and you don't have to.
Really good question.
You know, it's your money. Whatever you want to do with your money, it's great, and I'm very happy for you. And wow, that's incredible.
He said probably more boxes.
And dude, probably keep those sealed.
Probably. I'm just so excited that you sold a card for $40,000. That just makes me so happy. Like I just love what that. I mean, $40,000 means different things to different people. In your case, it's pun intended. You're going to buy some more boxes with it, because you know it's different for everyone. And in someone else's case, that could have changed their life, right? And so, how incredible!
It's incredible. So Alpha cards only. That group, those people, is who I co-own the Gold 1 of 1 with.
Correct. Mm-hmm. Correct. Yeah. Oh no, I mean they're not messing around when it comes to cards. I mean
they have a full green set of 2013, 2015, 2017, and they will likely complete one of Spider-Man Metal.
I just didn't know if I thought he was just making a joke when he said that, right? Because the values didn't register with me. I was like, I didn't know greens were selling for, I didn't even know they had hit the $30,000 level. So that's cool.
Yeah. I don't typically talk about the high-end sales on the channel just because I don't think they're, I mean, maybe they're useful for a few people who pull them, but I don't want people to watch this and leave thinking all Marvel cards are selling for 40,000. No, he's very fortunate. He's one of the fortunate few. It's not the majority. It's a very small minority, right? But yeah, there have been some big sales out of this set.
Ooh, and he pulled it out of a single pack. He didn't even buy a box. It was a Lucy, as you guys call it, a Lucy.
Incredible.
Wow. Who's Gem Mint Acquisitions? I've worked with Alpha and they are the real deal. They look like the real deal, my friend.
Oh, their money's real.
That's cool. Their money is green.
Well, wavegenius.com, I opened almost 60 boxes physical and did not hit a single green. So it's just part of it, man. There's no guarantee.
Morbius for $1,500, a green Morbius?
That actually sounds like a pretty good price. I would have liked to have known about the Morbius because my brother is collecting him, and I would have definitely grabbed that for him for $1,500.
I just sold a bunch of. I made my first 2021 Spidey Metal sale. I got $120 for a whole bunch of cards that I pulled out of blasters.
Oh, you did? Okay, well, good.
Because I'm not. I mean, I'm not completing the set, right? Like in gold or yellow or lace, and I just kept the cards that I wanted. Like I obviously kept my Venoms, I kept some Screams and some other stuff.
And you sent me a really nice Grandiose.
Oh, I'm so happy. Like that actually completed everything for me. I was like, being able to do that is great. Pulling the comic cut was awesome. I'm going to sell the comic cut, but I don't think the value is there for me to justify it right now. So I'll wait a while and sell it then. It's very cool to me that is the oldest Spider-Man thing that I own. But like, I think I'm weird that way. Like there are certain things that I won't sell, but I sell things that are very special to me all of the time. Because they were with me already, and just because someone else owns them now doesn't mean they weren't with me before. And to me, they're mine still.
Yeah, totally weird. With you. Yeah. Cody says, Justin, did you acquire the green Spidey PMG yet? Don't know why, but I'm rooting for you to get one. Well, thank you very much. And the answer is no. With my friends at Alpha buying them for $30,000 to $40,000, I'm not going to get one till they're done. So And you never know, man. Like I don't think I'm done opening spider metal product. I feel like I'll open some in the future. Maybe I'll hit one.
Can we talk about something along these lines? A bit of a controversial thing, but I'm going to rely on you because I don't have the facts. And maybe it's just the people that I've been following. Maybe it's not something that everyone has taken notice of.
Mhm.
But has there been a lot of like drama lately with the card community?
Well, I went to go lay down last night and I turned on Instagram and I was like, dang, what's all this about? And yeah, I mean, I don't want to get into it here because that's not what this channel's about. There's plenty of other channels for the kind of negative talk, so to speak. And um, yeah, and I think that gets views and likes, and when people are talking that way and they want to kind of say someone is this kind of person, and that's really what they're doing. That's why they want to do it, and you get a little bit of evidence for it or perceived evidence, and then you run with it. And I think that's some of the stuff that's happening. But I also think we have to be responsible for what we say. Like we're pushing record and people are taking time to watch. And then whether we like it, whether we perceive ourselves as creating influence or not, it does create influence. There's a sense of responsibility there. And yeah, so then you have to answer for what you share and what you say down the road. And I think some of that may be going on too.
I still haven't seen anyone do something that makes me think because I know how to think for myself. So I haven't seen anything that makes me think like, like it's like
I
you
mean,
think for, I don't know.
it's one of those things where people are never as good as they seem to be, and they're also not as bad as they seem to be.
Right, right, right,
You know
right,
what I
right,
mean?
right. Yeah,
And at the same time, every I know you've heard me say this, every story doesn't need a villain, but
right.
we want there to be a villain in every
Sure.
story. Oh, well,
Yeah,
that's doing well. Well, somebody's behind it. Well, that's doing bad. Well, that's because of this. Like, you see what I'm saying? And
yeah.
so,
And Kevin, yeah,
oh, Kevin, Justin stays drama free.
yeah, he
Man,
does.
I am, if at all possible, live at peace with all men. If at all
Yeah,
possible, live at peace with all men. That's what I want to be about. And that's it. Like, that's what and I don't want to damage anybody in any way if possible. And at the same time, I want to be able to be excited and enjoy something without someone saying, oh, well, you're this and you're doing that and you're only doing it for this reason. And yeah, it's not for somebody else to decide how I feel about something.
yeah.
You know?
And I'm not going to say anything negative. I'm not, and we'll leave it at this. I just
Mhm,
will say a lot of us, I mean, I shouldn't even say a lot of us. I wish I could say all of us, but some people are more affected. Could be some people could be what's the word? Susceptible to influence easier than others, and
mhm,
might not be able to tell, where genuine, where they're being pushed in a nice direction. Like some people are just
mhm,
more susceptible, more gullible, right?
mhm.
I've never been very gullible, and when I do become gullible, it's because I decided to. It's like
Right.
I'm fine with this. I like it. The narrative makes me happy, so I'll go with it.
Mhm,
The thing is, a lot of this is surrounding like the prices that we're seeing now, and some of the cards that sold for a lot last year. But even
mhm.
when those sales were happening last year, any sensible human being would look at those and say these might not sustain these levels. It's like, well, this is exciting. This has happened, but obviously it may not stay. This goes back to the conversation earlier. If certain price points were never entered in, if you didn't have buyers at certain levels, how could, if something was $100 and then it's a million, it
It's
can't just stay there.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much around this conversation. So, no, number one, I just want to talk about why the cards are fun and what makes them special and not special. And then the community decides what they want to do with it. Like, oh, I didn't know that. How do I want to process it? You know, uh, I have a sense that some people would find it useful if I told them what I thought something's worth and what it might be worth in the future.
Mhm,
But that's not why I want to exist in the
mhm,
hobby. I want to
mhm,
exist to encourage you to add a little marvelous to your day if possible, and at the same time shine some light on these cards that I enjoy. I have a lot of fun with them. And then people do what they want to do with it. And I do think more education and ways in which they can be educated could exist, and the hobby could catch up with that. That's why the Discord exists. There's so many more people who are far more intelligent, particularly with certain sets and certain cards and certain types than me, that I would love to see people get answers from. and they can't all do it here on the channel. So the Discord's useful, to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, in terms of like, if you start talking about these things as investments, and I don't think you can deny that collectibles are an alternative investment. When me and my
You
financial
cannot
planner,
deny that. Yeah.
yeah, when we sit down and do a balance sheet, and for those that may be a term that you're not really familiar with, it means where is my wealth, and is it balanced out across all avenues of values, whether it be a cash position, a real estate position, an equities position. We now have the alternative investments like crypto. Do I make loans to people and I'm earning interest? And do I have collectibles? Like, is that one of those things? And you don't want to be over leveraged in one or the other. So if you're only leveraged in collectibles, you're at a high risk. If you're only leveraged a cash position right now, your cash has lost how much value in the last 2 years? No one's arguing that cash is a bad thing, but it's lost value.
Mm-hmm.
We're not talking about that, are we? I mean, you literally could have bought toilet paper in 2019 and that would be worth more than the cash you put into it because of inflation. Okay. So,
yeah.
And I'm actually getting a little further into the investment side of the conversation I want to be in, because number one, that is actually my livelihood. And if I were to give people financial advice, I could be held accountable for it because that's what I
Right.
do for a living.
And I don't want to put you in that position,
Mhm.
but I do like the fact that, look, there are the cards. There's the cards, there's the collecting, there's the cards, right? But the trouble with people is not the cards. The trouble is for some of the people that don't understand. I don't want to sound attacky or anything.
Mhm.
There's market. It's a market. And if you don't have experience in markets and the psychology that drives markets, it don't matter what market you're in, you're going to be mad when things don't go your way. Psychology in markets is the same in any market I have ever been a part of. I don't care what it is, it's all the same.
Yeah.
When something goes from 1,000 to 250,000 and you think it makes sense, you haven't been in that many markets. Now, if you have the wherewithal to dive in and withstand what will likely happen before it gets back to that price, that's a decision you've made. But if you understand markets and psychology, you're not going to fall. You're not going to put yourself in really challenging positions because the market psychologies are always the same. And that's the education. Someone said that Neo's the only one that set people straight. I think Neo does a good job of talking about markets, right? And I don't know what this comment, Swish said that. And I don't know what that comment, maybe he's addressing some of the recent stuff. I got to watch some of those videos because I like hearing Neo talk about those things. I just think a lot of what everyone's like up in arms about, it's not the cards, it's the lack of education in markets. There's a lot of things that influence markets, and you have people that have no money and people that have all the money in the world. You don't think the market's going to move when someone with all the money in the world makes a decision? That shouldn't decide what you do because they're playing a different game.
Mm-hmm.
It's very
Literally,
fascinating. I love this conversation, to be honest with you. I think it's
literally a
fascinating.
different game because you're likely talking about someone who has reached a level in their life where they actually spend most of their day trying to figure out where to put all the money they're generating. Now, you and I'm speaking for you, and you correct it if you want to, but we're thinking of how to make money all day.
Yeah.
There's another side of the coin where there's people who are thinking about where to put their money all day.
Yeah.
And that becomes the job. And it's like, oh, well, my balance sheet has real estate. It has investments in equities. It has ownership in companies. I've lent out money and I'm earning interest, and it's still more here that I don't know what to do with. How about I have a little fun? How about I put in something that I want to enjoy and I like, and I think has whatever opportunity, whether it's right or wrong. I'm not saying it is right or it is wrong. I'm just saying like there are people who are making those kind of decisions, and they're buying cards and they're spending a lot of money doing it.
Yeah.
And it's not the same thing as us, little people, from a monetary standpoint, deciding whether or not
very different.
Should I buy this for $100 and hope that it might go to $5? Like, it's just different. And, you have to know yourself and what you can handle financially, and, the difficulty of what makes it a good deal. Well, what was your entry point? What was your entry point? That might make it a good deal. It doesn't mean it's like the next best thing, in terms of like going up in value, But if you buy into it right, you can sell it down the road right, and that's at any level. You know,
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
got a piece of land nearby me that a guy paid $10,000 for. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
long story short, the people wanted to literally inherited and wanted to get out of town. Long story short, and the attorney working on the title bought it. Okay,
Okay.
turned around and sold it to me for 52,000. I think it's what it is. They made a
Okay.
nice profit.
Yeah, they
I
did.
still see to this day that I can't buy that property again for 52,000.
Mm-hmm. So you made a nice entry, even though they
I made
made a nice exit.
they made he was like, I gotta sell it. I mean, 5 times my money at any point in time, like outside of like collectibles, like 5 times your money is
We've
like
had this conversation, man. You hit 500% on something.
you gotta sell it. But for me, like I'm gonna hold that. Not only is it I can literally almost stand out in my front yard and see it. Like I might build my girls a house there one day,
Yeah.
you know, or it's a long-term hold 5-10 years from now. I know for a fact that the plans are already approved for this multi-million-dollar subdivision to go in that's going to have $500,000 houses and up.
Mm.
And so now this piece of land next to it, it has a chance to appreciate along next to that thing that's going to, help create value there. But these are long-term holds.
Yeah.
They're not flipping quickly. And the people
Yeah.
that to me, just from my perspective, because I still view myself as new to the trading card hobby. I'm 2 years into it. Okay. But to the people that I've seen do really, really well, they held for a while,
Yeah.
like a while, like 5-10 years.
Yeah.
And they learned the market. They learned the market.
And one more thing, they
Mhm.
didn't buy when all of the enthusiasm was pushing prices up. The people that did really well did not buy when everyone was saying, "Look at these record prices." They already had the stuff.
I tell you, there's one particular person I have called him a dragon because he's quiet. Nobody knows he sits on a hoard of amazing cards.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like actively asking him, like, what are you buying right now? Because he really knows how to go in, what to buy, when to buy it.
Yeah.
And
Well,
yeah, some of the
yeah,
Spider-Man metal. I'll go ahead and tell you that's some of what he's buying. Okay.
sure.
He's not buying Spider-Man at 40,000.
No.
No.
But there, you know what, even with Spider-Man Metal, there are
Yeah.
cards that you can buy right now that you couldn't have bought 2 weeks ago for, like, right now you can buy a card that 2 weeks ago was 3 or 4 times the price. Spider-Man Metal.
Dude, no, it's not cool cards, but and I wouldn't give them up. But cool cards is
Oh,
I
cool
mean,
card's awesome, bro.
yeah, he's not a dragon. He's something different. He's more
And he
visible.
rips and grades.
Nothing.
He rips and
He,
grades. I don't even
he's
see
a
him buying. He rips and
totally
grades.
he's a totally different type of collector and investor because
Symbiotes by nature. Good point. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah.
ripping to grade requires an expertise in grading, like a real expertise,
Yeah.
not like, hey, I'm just going to grade stuff. Like he really knows what he's looking at, and he knows the company he grades with. He knows how they look at it
Yeah.
at an expert level. So he's got a whole system. And I'm not going to talk his business, but it's let me just tell you, it's a well organized machine.
Yeah.
I mean, everything has a place and a position and a purpose and the way it goes and when it sells and all that kind of stuff.
There are not too many Michaels in this world.
No, he's doing it
Yeah.
like legit. And he's got a long history on eBay. He knows how to handle that. Like he knows how to handle his business with cards. So he's a rarity. I mean, there's others like him, but there's not many of him, especially
Much
in marble
respect.
cards.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, there's different plays and ways to make it in terms of like creating some income here and there. But to think that you're just going to come in and drop a bunch of money on these cards and then turn around and sell them in 6 months and make money, like, come on, really?
You know,
You might get lucky. You may rip one pack and get 40K. Like that happens
mm-hmm.
maybe 10 times, right? Like,
Right.
but that's it. And so, yeah, I mean, all right. I don't know why. Maybe I've been holding that in a little bit, but glad we got it.
Dude, I'm so glad I said anything because to me, this was a captivating conversation. I love this dialogue. This is not negative or positive. This is market psychology. You have to talk about it. You know, it plays a part into what's happening, and everybody has their position that they play, and it's all relative, so on and so forth. Um, Man, I just think, yeah, I think that education or that perspective on, why things move the way they do and why things might, um, not be for everyone, I think it's just important to recognize. And
Yeah.
and somebody made a comment. Oh, it was Simply It's by Nature. Oh, wait, what do you have up here? You have West Coast Avengers. You guys are really making me think about how I need an employee because my business is moving too fast for me to handle.
Mhm.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, I can speak to that.
Growing, can you? You're in a very busy. Yes, yes.
I will tell you, I would hire somebody, 100%. I mean, you likely can hire somebody right now for $10 to $12 an hour, get them 4 to 6 hours a day, part time, so something of that nature, and have them handle a lot of the manual aspects of this of whatever it is you're doing. Like if you're buying and selling, especially if you have a lot of product, and it can really take you to the next level.
Yeah, yeah. I used to have a problem with giving up control, right? I
Hmm.
used to like the way I do something, and I'm like, if I put someone in this position, how am I going to trust that they're doing it? And if I'm paying them, and then I'm going to spend my time to look over their work, well, that doesn't work out. Um,
You still have that opinion?
no, I've changed because I've changed. Here's what I've adjusted over the years. Hold on one second.
Uh, Say something. Now you're a little echoey, or I'm echoey. What about now? You may have to come out and come back in. I can't hear you. Okay. While Manu's doing that, I'm gonna tell you a story. So I was around 30 years old and I went into the chief of risk office, which was my boss at the time. And I was telling him how I didn't want to let go of control of these things that I was over. And because I wanted it to be done right. Like I literally had certain ways I wanted things to be typed, certain ways. Say something for me, bud.
Hello, hello.
Beautiful. Well, I
All
was telling him
right.
I had a chief of risk that was my boss, and I went into his office and we were having a similar conversation. And I was telling him, like, man, I like for the things to be done this way. Like I hired this person and I would tell them how to do this thing, and then they wouldn't do it. Like, and I'd have to retype the whole thing and redo the whole thing every time. And I was
Yeah,
just double working, and
yeah,
paying them at the same time.
yeah.
And this person, we called him the bulldog. Okay. This is what you got from him.
Okay.
Like he gave you, like you and I, like we feed off of our body language. We have energy and it works. And, hopefully the viewers enjoy it. Not him. That's all you got.
You have no
Like,
idea what he's thinking.
yeah. How you doing, Mr. Davis? So I'm having this conversation and I'm like, I'm like really proud that I take charge and I want it to be right. And he goes, that's a young man's problem. That was it. And
Wow.
he nailed me to the floor.
Wow.
Like I knew he was right. Like I knew that I had an ego
Mm-hmm.
and I attached like my self-worth to the quality of these. I was doing appraisal reports
Mm-hmm.
to these appraisal reports. I'd literally convinced myself like these people will never meet me. They're only going to meet me through this report. And if it's not perfect, then it's going to reflect on me.
Mm-hmm.
And then when that employee didn't deliver the same thing that I did as the boss with this experience, like there's a reason why I had owned the company, I was running it, I would be upset. And I'd be like,
Yeah.
I gotta fix this, can't do this. Now I'm paying you, I'm doing your job and paying you, and I get all upset. He said,
Yeah.
well, that's a young man's problem. And I walked out of that room thinking, I'll never do that again.
Right.
I'm gonna learn how to delegate, and these people are gonna learn how to make mistakes, and I'm gonna go in and coach them, and I'm gonna pour into them and invest in them. And if they're not the right person, I'm gonna move them out of the way, and then I'm bring somebody else in.
That was very important for me to learn. That recognizing as quickly as possible that they're not the right person for the position and getting rid of them. That
Mhm.
is something that I was never good at. And I would just try to, like, I don't know, be friendly and try to turn them into who I needed them to be. And it doesn't work that way, you
Right.
know? And another mistake I made, this is a bit irrelevant right now, but a mistake I made early on when I was actually developing a team for something was, this is weird. This is counterintuitive actually, but I was letting the people that were working with me and for me know what I was worried about in our
Mhm.
day-to-days.
Yeah.
And I was assuming that they were all understanding that even underneath my stress, concern, and frustration for whatever I was articulating, that they knew that my dream was still there, my ambition was still, like, my optimism of succeeding in what we're building was not faltering at all. Like, that was still
Mhm.
there. But I forgot that not everyone's like me. If they see concern and fear, that becomes the
Yeah.
messaging. And
Right.
I learned really quickly how to not deflate the
Mm.
enthusiasm or the positivity, because I just thought, oh, I've hired these people and we get along, they should know everything that's happening. They should not.
Nope, nope. There's things to deliver, things to not deliver,
Yeah.
and times to deliver, and people to deliver it to. I mean, there's look, leading a team, a successful, high producing team is not easy. And I know we're like into business talk now, but this
It
comes
happened.
from West Coast Avengers talking about, hey, he says, I'm surrounded by 40,000 comics at this point that I'm broke even on, and I just need to get someone to bag and board and estimate grades.
Oh, so the collection that you purchased, I'm assuming this is a collection, you've already sold off enough to get your initial investment back.
Now
Everything
he's in the
here
profit.
is in the profit, but obviously labor and time and effort quantifiable to me as money. Um,
Mhm.
but I get where you're coming from now. Okay, so man, 40,000 books is a lot, man. Why don't you just do 24-hour sessions on Whatnot? Boom, all day, every day.
Still got to have somebody bag them and ship them.
That's true. Oh, and he does YouTube live sales. Everybody join his YouTube live sales. He does live sales on YouTube, and I enjoyed one like a week and a half ago. It was really fun, actually.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be all over that with an employee.
Yeah, I actually there's a friend of ours
Mhm.
who buys so many books, and he went on vacation for like a week or two, and he came back. I mean, somebody was obviously at his home receiving packages and stuff, but I mean, oh no, like it was crazy. And when the stuff came back, he was like, no, no, seriously, who wants to make some money? Because it ain't gonna be me that's gonna open and organize these. So
Mhm.
DM me. You got yourself a little gig here because this room's not gonna sort itself.
Yeah.
Fun
Oh, that
times, man.
so people are enjoying the business talk. Well, look, I appreciate that. This is actually more my professional world. I
That's
mean, so
pretty cool, man. Yeah.
I'm actively I'm actively coaching teams on a weekly basis.
That's
Uh,
actually really good. I'm glad that we're having this conversation. Yes, Cynthia knows. He knows. He knows.
do you think investing in uncirculated comics on Collect Forever is worth it? Are you familiar with what he's talking about?
Is he talking about an NFT? What? No.
No,
What
so
is he talking about?
let me put the question back up there. So Collect Forever is owned by Upper Deck,
Okay.
and they purchased it. You can now buy comic books on that site that have not been put into like comic book stores and stuff, I believe is what he's talking
But
about.
are those books that are exclusively for sale through that site, or are these normal releases that you could just have held on that site?
And I'm not entirely sure about that. And maybe wavegenius.com can tell us that. But the part that's interesting there is that it has tradability online. So you can now trade them back and forth. So if you were able to get a couple of the exclusives, you now have trade value that you can trade for other books, and like you do the cards on Upper Deck.
Yeah. And Wave Genius, my answer to that, if those are books that are exclusive to that platform, it doesn't actually, that nuance doesn't matter. My answer is a very personal answer. I'm not old school, but I'm old school. I tend to educate myself on things that I think are important to know about whether I become a practitioner or not.
Mhm.
And so this is something I'm not familiar with yet, but we have talked about it a little bit on the channel. I don't think it's going to be something for me just because it's disconnected from the way that I like to collect. Like, I
Mhm.
understand the convenience of being able to trade. There might be profitability there, so on and so forth, but it's just not the way that I tick. Like, if I can't hold my 9.8 Malibu Sun and have someone PayPal me $6,000, it just ain't the same for me.
Mhm.
So and I might eat those words later, but right now it feels disconnected. It feels like there's the part of the hobby that I love, the hunt, the chase, the hold, the grade, that doesn't exist there. Like that might as well be a digital file being transacted, which there's a market for that as well. You know, nothing wrong with it. Personally, I don't know enough about it to formulate an opinion in either direction, but I would not be investing in there personally. Me, not I would not be. That sounds like I'm saying you shouldn't. I'm saying I am not there. That's all I'm saying.
I think a couple of ways to make these type of decisions, or to answer your own question, you know, like, is if I love it, then there's a chance that someone else is going to love it. And if they don't, I love it.
Yeah.
And then there's, I understand it. I'm an expert at it. And so I understand how to move in and out of it. And I think if you're not one of those, you probably should stay away.
Yeah. And yeah, that's actually a really fair way to put it. Superhero Dreamer says hello and says, do you like video games? And now here's the thing. I don't know if this is going to tie into what we're talking about or if this is going to be something completely irrelevant, but go ahead, Superhero Dreamer. Yes, we like video games. What you got for us?
We actually did a little bit of a segment about an hour and 10 minutes ago on video games.
Yeah, but oh no, there's a comic book in his thumbnail. This might actually be a real human. This is not a bot.
Why did your brain immediately go to a bot?
Because you remember one time someone in the chat was like, "I need your help," and it was like unrelated to what we're saying. And this
was like not in the flow of conversation.
Yeah, like I feel like if we say yes, there's going to be a link to a new video game.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm with you on that.
But yeah, we like video. I'm not a huge gamer, but yeah, we like video games. Mr. Collector says, I think variants are a hit, and I miss so many variants come out and they are hot for the first 2 weeks, and after that they drop. You never know, but it's just pricey to me. Well, that's the thing. When we talk about market psychology, see, to me, I read that and I think, well, yeah, that's what I think. I'm like, well, yeah, you know. So when you're chasing a variant, oh, this is chasing versus hunting, right? If you're buying a variant that you like, doesn't matter what happens to the price. And if the price went so crazy and you still bought it, well, that might have been the mistake at the point of purchase because you had the opportunity to look at it and be like, that price got a little too crazy too fast, you know? So the variant thing for me, it kind of is like, it's a little messy. It's a little messy. And as an individual, you have to be, your antenna's got to be up. You got to see who's stealing from you and who's actually selling you something that, you know, has some merit. And it's very difficult to navigate sometimes, but I think a lot of people do get caught with their hand in the cookie jar.
I have a Marvel card parallel. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
A variant is an unnumbered parallel. It's cute. We like the way it looks. But a variant that's attached to a first appearance or a major event, that's like a number parallel.
Okay.
So to me, if I'm buying a variant, I want the book to matter, not just the cover. Like what's in it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that to me makes it like a numbered parallel. Because I know that people are going to want it because it's a first appearance or it's a major event, you know, something significant. And because it's a variant, adds rarity to the thing that's important. But just being a variant, to me, that feels like total spec game where a lot of people lose.
Yeah, I think it's really important. This is a bit on the negative side, but come on, man. It's really important to realize when someone's trying to sell you something, they're trying to sell you something, right? And that's first and foremost. You have to look at it and be like, this company just released a variant. Don't look at it right away and say, that's cool, I have to have it. Look at it from the negative perspective first and be like, this person's trying to get me to empty out my wallet again, and then say why. And then try to add on to that and see if there's actually a good reason for you to own the thing. I think that practice, I know it's bad. It's like starting with an F and letting someone prove to you that they're worth your time. But let me tell you, it's done really great for me. To you know, it's not a bad thing to look at something skeptically from the beginning. I'm not saying publicly, I'm not saying put a post up and say, this company is trying to rob you guys. I'm saying personally look at it and be like, why are there 5 covers for this book?
Look, when I'm coaching people about like finances, I like to ask this question. Manu, how many people are in the world?
8 billion.
Billions, right? 7-8 billion. Okay.
Yeah.
Think about how many people in the world right now are trying to figure out how to get you to give them your money.
Right.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
So how often are you thinking about how to keep your money?
Right.
Well, if you get caught up in FOMO, you're no longer thinking about how to keep your money. You're like potentially giving into an enormous amount of people who are like through advertisement, through, clever sales, through gimmicks, through whatever, are figuring out how to give for you to give them your money. And so you got to have some fortitude. You got to have a little bit of, okay, like I'm willing to say no when it doesn't work for me anymore, or when it's not obviously working for me in the beginning.
Yeah.
And allow yourself to process, is this a good purchase? Do I love it? And do I understand it?
Yeah.
Or one or the other.
And you know what? It's really good to lose some money. It's really good to just go ahead and FOMO into a bunch of stuff and learn because you lost a bunch of money. That's the best way to learn. That's how I learned crypto. My first crypto purchase did really well because I didn't know what I was doing, and I bought a Bitcoin at $2,300. Okay, so that was great. But my second crypto purchase was $500 on something that someone on YouTube was about to pump, and then I lost everything the next day. The $500. The Bitcoin did phenomenal. Superhero Dreamer said, "Why did you think I was a bot?" My friend, I apologize sincerely. It wasn't anything personal against you. It was because the way the question, it just reminded me of something else. So forgive me. I'm very happy that you're here. And yeah, thank you for your question. I think you had another comment that I do want to read as well.
Plus my comic book from DC. I hope you don't mind the thumbnail. I don't recognize the thumbnail, so yeah, I don't mind it.
No, we don't mind it. We're glad that it's a comic book. So absolutely.
It's a Superhero Dreamer. I'm gonna have to look into that. That's cool.
Oh, that's who the character is too? Oh. Oh, cool. What did Andrew say? Andrew said, if you guys have a few minutes, I'd love to talk to you about this amazing opportunity about my pyramid company. Andrew, you had me for a second, man.
And you know what? He probably is going to say, you're going to be at the ground floor. You're going to be at the top of the pyramid,
Dude, I used to, listen, I was 17 at one point, right? And there was a network marketing company that recognized in me that I know how to talk to people. And I was 17. You're not supposed to sign up until you're 18. We found a workaround. That should have been my first red flag.
Right.
Let's do whatever it takes to get this kid to stand on this stage and put this check up and say, I made 50,000 this week,
Yeah.
And, but anyway, I learned a lot of lessons real early about just the nonsense out there.
Yeah. So I'll share. I've got, oh gosh, it's already late.
I don't.
I'll share 2 quick pyramid stories real quick.
Okay.
These will be fun. So don't leave, everybody. Stay here. So I'm working for General Motors. I'm literally 22 years old. I have a wife and 2 kids at this time and a mortgage. And the plant's leaving the country. Okay. And what's going on here?
You guys need prepaid legal services? I love how so many people know what these references are.
I love it. And you ever work for Cutco? We're not going to.
I never did Cutco.
But so into this plant where we all know we're losing our jobs. Okay, so in walks this pyramid scheme. Okay, it was called Power Plus PMG. No, MPG. Sorry, not PMG.
I was about to say. West Coast Avengers, thank you. And that's so dope, man.
Oh my gosh, come on.
And what a comment. He said the best episode yet. Much love to you both. Much love to you, my friend. My goodness.
Yeah, thank you, my friend. And anyways, I got sucked in because I was desperate. Like I wanted, and you hear all these things about blah, 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 you're going to make money, do all this stuff. I signed up like 8 of my friends and family members. And it was like $600 to sign up or something like that.
Yeah.
And it, I found out very quickly that it was fraud. Like there was nothing about it real. And I was so incredibly hurt. Like it hurt me. I mean, I'm still wounded to this day by it. Right. And so fast forward a number of years later, I'm now a banker and I get a call from like a high powered real estate agent. Hey, Justin, I'm looking for a new banker to partner with. I want to talk to you about it. Can you come to my house at lunch on this day? My husband and I want to talk to you. Okay, show up. I walk in. Have you ever watched Ace Ventura: Pet Detective?
Yes.
Okay, this is a big, massive mansion. I walk in and she takes me to the left and we walk into this taxidermy room where literally the floor, the wall, and the ceiling was full of dead animals,
I was
taxidermy.
about to say that's the animals that are, yeah.
And I was like, Ace Ventura, I was like, like, because it was an albino baby deer killed
Oh,
and
it breaks my
stuffed.
heart a little bit. My
I'm
God.
telling you, I was like, I live in Hunter's Paradise. I'm all about kill some deer, fry it, and feed it to me. Like, I'm all about it. But I'm like, an albino baby deer?
Man.
Like, how'd you do that? Anyways, she like, and by the way, the house was Gothic design, this weird Gothic. So she pulls me around the corner and I sit down. There's two young people there. And all of a sudden, her husband walks in. He has a beanie on, and he pulls like. Do you remember whenever you were in school, it was like recess? I mean, excuse me, like you couldn't go outside for recess, so you watched a movie on one of those TV stands.
Oh yeah, wheel in the TV
Yeah,
car.
like
Yeah.
wheels it in. Is like, I want to talk to you about this once in a lifetime opportunity. And starts playing a daggum pyramid scheme video. I'm just bulling, like I'm just the rage is in me, and. But I like stay respectful in their house. And when it was over, PMG on the brain.
Yeah.
When it was over,
Superhero dreamer. Thank you, my friend. Thank you.
When it was over, she pulls me up to the side. She was like, we really need a banker like you who can like loan these people the money to buy into the pyramid scheme, and we'll put them down your downline. I was like, you have got to be kidding me. I absolutely will not do that. And that's not the kind of banker I am. You are crazy.
Yeah.
I was so upset because they got me there on false pretenses.
Yeah.
And we were going to talk about being a real estate banker.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, I've had terrible experiences. If somebody wants to sell PMG, a pyramid scheme, I got PMG on the brain, a pyramid scheme like I'm.
No, it's not. It's not it. It's not it. But you learn really, if you're hip and you figure it out quick, you learn great lessons about people and about how people are deceptive. And if anybody ever tells you, go find 10 of your friends and family, what they're telling you to do is prey on the emotions of people that want to see you succeed, and they're going to lose money, and so are you.
They want you to go after low IQs. Let's just be real. And if anybody says you can get rich and not work, what a lie.
Dude, the people in you said downline, that word triggered me, right? Because I remember that word. My upline or whatever, this guy used to work around the clock, didn't have any money, but had a Ferrari and a mansion, right? But nothing in the bank, always stressed out, always working, always lying. Does that sound fun? And you got 5,000 people mad at you that you brought into this business.
And the reality is that it does work for some, okay? Like somebody's getting the money at some point. But it's not,
It ain't the person on stage with the check saying, this is how much I made last week. Right. That money's gone already. Because he's got a Ferrari to pay to keep you having your cousins sign up.
All right. How did we get on this topic?
I don't know, but I love it though. I love it though. What we got? What's in the you have to go soon. So let's go ahead and see what some of our friends are saying so that you can get some good sleep.
One time my roommate and I started working, Alec Baldwin, Glenn Ross quotes while a Kirby vacuum rep was trying to sell them the vacuum. I love this so much. Do you know the movie he's talking about?
I do, because I like movies like that, and there's a Rolex part in that movie that I really appreciate. Coffees for Closers is in that.
Coffees for Closers. He's like, put the coffee down.
Yeah.
Huh? Jack Lennon. Huh? Coffees for Closers only. And he's like, yeah, see this Rolex? Yeah. This Rolex costs more than you made last year. Your car. That's what it was. More than your car. Yeah. That whole scene. It's a real estate scene, by the way.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. Real estate. You got to have brass balls to sell real estate.
I'm telling you, man, that movie, and a lot of people here may have seen the movie Boiler Room.
Yeah. That Boiler Room's good. These are the Glengarry Ross free. No, these are the Glengarry Ross leads, and to give them to you would be to throw them away.
Oh, right. I thought you were really going to show us something from the movie. I was like, what the heck?
Man, I actually watch that at least all the time, not like every week. And if I'm coaching a new person coming into real estate, especially if it's a guy, I make them watch it because he attacks every male insecurity in that scene. And it's vulgar. Yeah, I would never play it on the channel. I don't recommend it. But what I do like is he attacks all these insecurities. So if you don't have true self-worth, you're not going to be able to do it.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to make it in real estate at a high level. because you can't do it in your insecurities. You've got to
Yeah.
have self-worth. And so
So in Boiler Room, when Ben Affleck threw his like Lamborghini keys across the table, that was him channeling his Alec Baldwin from this movie.
Oh, I didn't know that. I don't
You
think
know?
I've actually ever seen Boiler Room, so I may have to check that
Dude,
one out.
Boiler Room, I'll just give you really quickly. It ties in. Dude, Boiler Room's one of the greatest movies of all time. There it is. Done.
Oh,
You just got to watch it.
I'm just watching it.
So good.
So what is this? He said,
He said it. Andrew's got a line from it. He said, they say money can't buy happiness. Look at the bleeping smile on my face. Ear to ear, baby. That's Ben Affleck when he's talking about his Lamborghini to the people that he wants to sell their penny stocks.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to watch it.
It might have been a Ferrari, though. I think it was a 355 Spider, actually. I don't remember.
So Mr. Like said, wait, can you tell us why you're a good salesman, Justin? Like,
Yeah,
what
he can
makes
show
you
you.
good at sales? I can tell you how you know you're a good salesman.
I never saw margin call.
By your wife. Your wife of 20 years. What makes someone good at sales? That's a really good question.
And not a simple one, but there's a lot of answers. Yeah.
Yeah, look, there are people who perform in sales that I would say are not good. Like
Cardboardology, thank you so much for what you just said. Thank you for being here.
Oh,
Find
man,
yourself a charger, but have a great night.
Sorry for killing your phone. I think an undervalued trait in a good salesperson is curiosity.
An undervalued trait in a good salesperson, curiosity.
Curiosity, like really wanting to know people, really wanting to understand what it is they do and be an expert to learn. So I think curiosity is an undervalued aspect of it. And, TBC talks about caring about their clients. Obviously, you hear me talk about it all the time. You got to really love people, not like kind of love them, but really love them.
You have to respect your clients, appreciate them, realize you're nothing without them. Like they are that. You have to care.
All right. So I can't answer this question honestly without getting into my faith. Okay. So you just have to bear with me.
Okay.
Everybody, I'm about to be really personal here at a level that maybe the channel hasn't heard. So I believe that a person's value is intrinsic. Like you have value, Manu, because you were made in the image of your creator, period. End of discussion. So anybody that walks in the room has value.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not judging them based on were they kind to me? Do they like me? Whatever. Like it doesn't matter. Like every person on the planet has value. The other thing is that provision, like the actual provision of my family, I don't think that's up to me. Now, this may sound weird, but I think the Lord's going to provide, period. Okay. And I have a role to play in it, and that role is called work. I have a high view of work, but the actual providing is from the Lord. It's kind of the farmer mentality. I'm going to go till the ground. I'm going to go plant the seed. I'll even pray over it. But the actual rain that comes, the flood that doesn't come, the sunlight that comes, like that's not up to me. So the actual growth and the reproduction that's created is outside of me.
Whoa, you have the work.
All I can do is enter into it. Yeah. It's already there. So I'm going to enter into what's already there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then I have this insane belief that in the work, there's profit. Like it's going to happen. And so now when someone walks into my office, I'm not thinking about, I have to make this sell. No, not even close to what I'm thinking. Actually, what I'm thinking is if God is sovereign and he's orchestrated all time and space for this moment, like how special is it?
Yeah.
Like it's really special. Like I can really be with this person and make a difference, like maybe even a real lasting difference. And it may have nothing to do with what it is I quote sell.
Right.
And maybe we develop a trusting relationship, and maybe I'm able to serve them, and maybe I serve them by it not being me and it being somebody else.
Right.
But because I have a sincere belief that my provision is coming from outside of me and I can just be faithful in the work, the rest of it takes care of itself.
Wow. Wow. I can really appreciate that.
Mhm.
Absolutely. That everything that's out of your control is
Mhm.
intrinsically there. I don't know if I'm using the word correctly, but it's there.
No, I'm with it.
And what you have is the opportunity to put in the work, and the work is what will allow what's already there to either flourish or not.
I am much more concerned about being what it is I'm supposed to be with that person in the moment
Yeah,
than I am about making the sale.
that's amazing. And that's why
And
you're successful.
look, so money follows things.
I agree with that.
You don't
I,
chase money.
Justin,
Money,
yeah.
sorry.
No, no, please, no, no. I'm sorry.
So some examples. I have a lovely wife. I have a lovely wife.
Hmm.
We've been together since she was 14. I can't buy her. I can't
Hmm.
go pick her up off the shelf. Money will not buy her.
No,
She's more valuable than money.
right.
Wisdom. Wisdom is more valuable than money. You can
Correct.
literally take somebody who isn't wise and give them $10 million, and next year they'll be dead, broke, strung out on drugs, or they might have killed somebody. Have you ever watched Curse of the Lottery? It's a real thing.
No, I haven't.
You take somebody who's wise, they will become wealthy. You can start with nothing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
wisdom is more valuable than money. Humility. Humility. You can't buy true friendship. If you're arrogant and boastful and proud and only ever thinking about yourself, like you can have friends as long as you have money, but you can't buy them.
No.
No, so humility is way more important than money. Contentment. What good is one more dollar without contentment? Like another dollar is not going to do it. So contentment is more valuable than money. And understand, like I'm an ambitious person
Hmm.
who's content. And I know that
That's
may
a
sound like an oxymoron.
But what a
That's,
powerful combination. That means you can't lose, my friend.
and there's some other stuff to it, but contentment is more valuable than money.
Yeah.
Um, Fear the Lord. If you were to gain the whole world but lose your soul, what do you got? You got nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got nothing. So
Let
a
me
proper, uh-huh.
just for a second, superhero dreamer, if you've already left, good night. If you're still here,
Yeah,
I know
good
this isn't the stream that you came here for.
enough.
We're
Right.
3.5 hours in, so just go ahead and start from the beginning. I'm sure it will suit your senses, and let us
Yeah.
know if it doesn't. But this is a bit of a different topic we're in at the moment, but it's after dark.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we
It's
appreciate you being here. And I think
right.
somebody else said good night to us as well. No, Jojo Yojimbo, I think, had a comment. He said people suck. Sometimes I agree with that. I just think it's funny that you're saying that. That's hilarious. I don't
Well,
know where.
all people suck, and I'm no different. And
Oh,
so
I
you
like what
need
you mean.
grace, and I need grace. Yeah, like you're around me enough, I will fail you. Like
I
it's
like.
going to happen. One
Yeah.
day you're going to show up at Tuesday night at 8 o'clock, and I'm not going to be here. I hope it doesn't happen, but I suck.
No, knock on wood. What did
Okay.
you just have up? You just had a comment up. Which one was
Oh, he
that?
said, bro, give me 10 million. I'll turn it into 1 million real fast. And it said
uh,
OT Star Wars figures 9.9 slab comics are expensive. Yep.
9.9 slab
Totally with
comics.
them. And then
Oh,
like one
somebody
last
else
thing.
said something. It was a really quick comment that I wanted to just.
Mhm.
You have where was it? Oh my gosh, it is gone. Oh no, it said Marvel cards slap. Yeah, they do. Oh, there it is. I am that I am. Are you still here, my friend? Oh no, he said CGC Marvel card slap. Who you work for? I'm just playing.
Uh-huh. But one last thing. I'm gonna do one last thing. So a good name. A good name is more valuable than money.
Oh,
You
a good
can't
name, like a
a good
reputation.
your
Oh,
reputation. Yeah, let me say it better. Your
yeah,
reputation.
yeah.
And so, I mean, look, Tiger Woods, all the money in the world, wouldn't let him hang out with my wife alone.
Oh,
Like you can't buy it. Like you can do some redemptive work. Like I'm not saying it's over, but it's more valuable than money. It's kind of the idea that your reputation enters a room before you do, you know?
yeah. I mean, in a certain line of work that I used, not even line of work, in a certain environment that I used to be in, we used to call it personal credit. All right.
Mhm.
If I didn't
Oh,
have
yeah.
it, if I didn't have any money, but I had a friend that had a lot of money and he knew
Yeah.
what I was about, I got money.
You got money because you have personal credit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And look, so to me, like that's just 6 things. There's more. But if I am pursuing every day fear of the Lord, humility, contentment, a good wife, like not losing my marriage, fear of God, and a good name, like guess what follows really closely behind those things? Money.
Oh, yeah, and that's yeah. I was going to interrupt you, but I'm glad that you had the second point as well. I firmly believe that. You know how many things that I have worked so hard to try to turn into successful, this, that, and the third, but I learned a lot. It was never a failure. No failure was actually a failure. Even if things did not financially pan out, I learned so much. But
Mhm.
when, and this isn't the same for everyone. It's a little bit like, I get it. It's a little idealistic and sort of like, I get it, but it works when it works. Once I just started doing what I wanted to do, like what I
Yeah,
really loved, I worked more than I ever did, and it just started to, make money,
it
right?
does.
And
And look, let's just be fair. You're an undivided man. You're an undivided man.
me personally, or
Like,
are you making a general statement about people?
I'm making a statement about you personally,
Okay, yeah.
because like, and so you get to do that
Yes.
at a level that's different. My lovely wife, who I adore, I'm a divided man. Like,
Oh,
so
that's what you meant by it. I got you. Yeah.
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 I mean, it's positive. Like, I'm a divided man. I'm
Mhm.
happily divided.
Yeah, of course.
And so yeah, I mean, so there's like, I would sacrifice everything I enjoy for her. Like, that's
Yeah.
not it without question. And even like, not even worried about, like, happiness is a weird word. I like joy, blessed. They're two words that align more for me with the English language for what it is today than happy.
Hmm.
Because people make a lot of terrible decisions pursuing happiness. And so, uh,
Sometimes, yes.
yeah, I mean, like, they ruin their reputation, they lose a spouse, no fear of the Lord, like, all in the pursuit of happiness. And
Yeah.
all right, wow, we are deep. Uh,
Yeah.
sorry. We got a lot of cool comments here. My grandpa used to say that at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how big your car is, how big your house is, or how successful you are. If no one believes a word you say, but he was a bastard. Yeah.
Joey and Jimbo, your grandpa was right on the money. The way you ended that was hilarious, but he was so right, man.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't want to go down more rabbit holes, but you're just so
yeah,
right, man. He
that
was right.
is. Health, wealth, and love. Of course, it's all relative. Yeah.
I hope everybody in the chat with us, all of our friends that are still here, we're 3 hours and 45 minutes in. Thank you guys so much, and I did
Yeah.
have a blast tonight, and I'm glad that the night went the way that it did, and I'm glad that in the later hours of the stream, we kind of had these conversations. I think that's kind of
Yes. And if you're an individual sole proprietor, an LLC is perfect for you. If there's multiple people's making decisions in the business, you can do an S corp. And if you want the corporation to file taxes, you can do a C corp.
Which one do you actually have isolation personally from? A LLC is not enough of a division. You have to be an S corp, right?
Well, an LLC is a limited liability protection. You get a TIN number, so the feds or the government and the legal system treat you as an individual person. The LLC is separate from you as your own personal
The
self.
TIN, the tax identification number, is the social security number for that entity.
Think of it as a person. Exactly right.
Yes. Yes.
And so now, if you have multiple people making decisions within the business and ownership, maybe an S corp is right for you. If you want a corporation to file taxes, I believe it's a C corp. And I could be wrong. I didn't go to college, and I'm not a financial CPA.
If I have an LLC and am I being taxed twice? Is what the LLC brings in being taxed, and then I pay myself a salary and it's
No,
taxed as well?
so you have something called a 1040 tax
Mm-hmm.
return that
Mm-hmm.
every Social Security number in America that's earning income is supposed to file.
Mm-hmm.
A LLC is called a Schedule C. It attaches itself to the 1040 as a schedule. So it's technically a part of the 1040 return. And it reads into its own income. You have gross revenue, you have expenses, then you have net profit, line 31. Line 31 feeds into the 1040 as part of your ordinary income. And so if you have W-2 income, you would add that to it. If you don't, that's your only income. And then that determines, what is the taxable income. So if you had 100,000 in revenue, you had 90,000 expenses, then only 10,000 would carry over to the 1040 as taxable income.
You do your own taxes, don't you?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
I did file when I was 18, I filed my very first tax return. I'm so glad that I did that myself, because it
Okay.
helped me realize, like, I don't need to go to school to have learned this. I can learn it. But no, I don't actually file my own taxes. They're a little more complicated these days.
But this is a good conversation. I got to do some things, and that's fun.
Yeah, 3 hours in, they got the info.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we actually did get into the S Corp, C Corp. You know what's funny is in the trunk of my car right now, there's a big box full of books that are S Corp this, C Corp this, LLC this, because there was a point in my life where I was a kid that wasn't going to school and I wanted to learn, so I bought heck of books that I didn't read. And now 20 years later, I'm like, I should donate these to someone. And so they're in the trunk of my car getting ready to go to a library. I don't even know if they're all still applicable because,
man, look, Mr. Collector, he's beating his chest like Matthew
oh,
McConaughey.
yeah. Oh, that's another. So we talked about Glengarry. What's it called? Glenn Ross.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about Boiler Room. We cannot, it's a bit different, but it's not that different. We cannot not talk about the original Wall Street. The first Wall Street. Michael Douglas and, forget his name. One of the Sheen brothers.
Yeah. Charlie.
But, dude, that movie I love that movie.
It's been a long time since I've seen it. So.
Greed is good is the famous line from that movie. Yeah. Greed is good.
I remember the line. Justin stayed at a Holiday Inn last night. That's funny. I'm not a doctor, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn last night.
So what is West Coast Avenger says, so is this the part of the night where you ask me for $168 and I'll get a series of business? Do you remember?
If I only was smart enough to do that.
This is funny.
I have a fundamental disagreement with your idea that hard work begets success. And this is the problem with the English language, because I can see where he heard that, but that's actually not what I said.
No, let's keep reading it though. Yeah.
I said because poor people working multiple jobs are the hardest working people I've ever known. And they're stuck in poverty. So I grew up in poverty. Like I literally grew up in poverty. I grew up in mobile home parks on the poor side of town. I mean, I had this conversation today. I ate breakfast at school and lunch at school. Couldn't have food at home. Like I was a free lunch kid. And I never starved, thankfully. And so, that did not happen. But I was around it. Like literally I had a cousin named Dirt Ding. Okay. Long story short, that's his name, Dirt Ding. And he was homeless and he would live with us at times, back and forth. And we poured concrete for a living. Have you ever poured concrete? It's on the ground. Did you hear what I just said? So you got to be bent over in the heat. You got to degrass, deroot, dig footings, form up forms, and then you got to pour the daggum hot concrete in the heat of the day. And we did it with our hands. Like literally, we didn't have backhoes and dozers. We had picks and shovels, and that was it. And so, like, that's what I grew up with. And what I would tell you, if my dad had never paid me, I profited in the labor. Like there was a benefit to me for the work. In all labor, there is profit. Not in all labor, there is success. Because I actually believe success is very different. Promotion or success doesn't come from the East or the South or the West. So let me say it a better way. Who can toot their own horn? Who can blow their own trumpet and say how great they are? No one. Promotion doesn't come from the East or the South or the West, but it's the Lord that raises a man up and sets a man down. So some people are raised up, some are set down, and I can't tell you why. I can't look at that person and go, well, they're better than that person, and that's why they're successful. That's not true. There's amazing, beautiful people who are not wealthy. Mm-hmm. They're good people. There are terrible humans that have tremendous wealth, and there are really good people that have wealth, and there are really terrible people that are poor. I can't tell you the reason why one is over the other. So I have a sincere belief that it's the Lord that raises a man up and sets a man down, and I'm not in control, and I'm not about to try to be that. But I do believe in all labor there is profit. And we got way deep tonight. But
it was good that you cleared that up, because you're right. The things do get lost in translation, and what you didn't literally say. If you work hard, there's more to what you're saying.
Yeah, it's just there's an inherent benefit to work. Yeah. It's the money's I think I said that right. It's late. There's inherent benefit to work. The money is an additional benefit.
Right.
We treat it as if it's the only benefit, and I don't believe it is. So, I like work.
Can I take a minute here? Swish Rips. You said rest in peace, Gramps, right? So rest in peace.
Yeah.
And he said my grandfather was president of Merrill Lynch. Anyone want to talk pyramids? And then last down here, he said, when I asked him if he watched The Wolf of Wall Street, he replied, I was.
Wow. That's quite a grandpa.
Wow. Yeah. That's, yeah. All right, guys.
Joe Joy.
Coffee? I did.
Nope, this is good. I appreciate you guys. This is I know we got a little deep here at the end, but I hope it all blessed you in some way. And if it didn't, have some grace for me.
Yeah, and and if there's something that I said that you don't like, we'll bring it up in hour 3 next week, and we'll finish it. We'll continue the conversation. I really love the dialogue tonight. So thank you everybody for being a part of it. Justin, thank you for letting me sort of take it in not as light and bright a direction. It wasn't kind of I appreciate that.
That's all right. That's what the smiles are for.
Yeah, I think it's good. And I'm satisfied. Very happy.
Good. Everybody, thank you for watching. Soul, thank you for the comment. If you haven't already hit the like button and you liked it, do me a favor, hit that like button for me. If you're new to the channel, we saw some names we haven't seen before. You might consider hitting the subscribe button. Yeah, that'd be good. We do a lot of Marvel card content, and in hour 3, we just talk about whatever we talk about.
Sorry, before we leave, Jojo Yojimbo, what hasn't arrived yet? Please, before we sign off, to let me know if this is a joke that I'm missing or what happened.
Well, or go to Instagram. They hit you up on Instagram.
If it's on Joe, my 9.9 Spider-Man 300 you were going to send me for my birthday. Oh, see this guy. Listen, Jojo Yojimbo. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah. You're right. I neglected to do that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you did. You did. You gotta have one first, but
yeah. Oh yeah, right. A 9.9 300. Oh my gosh. Yeah, let's work on that, man. Let's get 2 of them so we can both have one. Good night, my friends. Good night, everybody. Hope
everybody. This is great. 3 hours and 51 minutes. It's been a blast. Thank you for watching. And as always, I hope you have a marvelous day.